Is today the day, Chai? Is today? Oh, wait, hold up. Let me start the timer. Is today the last day of SUBATHON? Please tell me today is the last day. I'm tired. Hi, chat. Hello. Good morning. If you guys are wondering what we're listening to, we are listening to the Love Live tribute album because it's out now. Yippee! How's it going? It's going fun. It's going fun. Anna, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? As for me, I'm doing okay. I had some cavities filled yesterday and my mouth is low-key hurting, but it's okay. It's all good. Everything is fine, I think. Kamusta ka na? I'm good. How are you? Kamusta ka? I'm sorry to hear. It's fine. I was gonna get one of my wisdom teeth taken out yesterday, but it wasn't like necessary, so I told them it's fine. I was like, it's fine. We don't need to take it out right now. It's not causing me any pain, so yeah. I'm tired. I started some new medication yesterday, so I've been low-key feeling a little but it's fine. I will be fine. I went to One Piece locals yesterday and I got 3rd place, which made me super duper happy. It was like 22 people at the tournament and I placed 3rd. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty swag, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit swaggy waggy. Speaking of swaggy waggy, I guess I should talk about what we're doing today. Excuse me. We'll be reacting to MandJTV today, but we will also be yapping for some time. As per usual, I love to yap with chat before we start. I tell you physically personally myself for the assessment center. Uh-oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? Hope the dentist went well yesterday. It was fine. It was fine. I was almost late to locals. I was at the dentist at 4 and I technically didn't leave until like 5:45. Naxie, thank you so much for the 14 months. Oh my god, what am I doing with my life? Hello. I hope you and Mikey get to do a collab. What did they say? You like lose the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know? You just gotta throw it out there. You just gotta throw it out there. Ever heard of Pokemon Too Many Types? I have not. I picked out 4 videos to watch today, which includes the newest MandJTV video. So we'll be watching that today. Yippee, yippee. Yippee, yippee. I was wondering if native speakers use that term. Basically a group job interview day. I think, I've been to like one group interview before. This was, when I was working for Kohl's. So I used to work for Kohl's, which, by the way, ash company. It was like the worst. Thank you for the hydrate check. Oh, drink of choice today. We have a protein smoothie. Protein smoothie because I am feeling a little icky and I also don't want to use my mouth to chew. So a smoothie is the best thing I can have right now. I made my smoothie really good today. Got a shiny Mankey today? Nice! Yeah, we'll be doing some shiny hunting today as well. We'll be, excuse me. We'll be doing some shiny hunting today, which I'm very excited about. Because if you know me, I love shiny hunting. Shiny hunting is one of my favorite things to do in Pokemon, just in general. So, yeah, yesterday I did a Twitter space because I wasn't streaming yesterday because I knew I was gonna go to the dentist, and so instead I did a Twitter space and I hung out with like the shipwrecks for almost like 3 hours. I was just cleaning and baking stuff in my kitchen. It's a modded emerald made by AlphaRat and his team. Oh, that's probably why I haven't seen it. It's because I don't check out too many like modded stuff, if that makes sense. I'm not like huge into modded games or like ROM hacks and stuff, which I totally need to check out. I definitely need to check it out. But yeah, I haven't heard of it before. That's interesting though. That is very interesting. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be doing a League of Legends stream. I actually have to test out the League on stream stuff tonight. So we shall see how that goes. I had 2 teeth pulled and a cavity filled. Oh my god. Love Live music based as fuck. I love Love Live. The tribute album released the other day and I've been having that on loop. In the same day, that's the worst, man. I don't mind the dentist, but I can see how it's like so scary for other people. Because, I mean, who wants like their teeth played with or like touched, you know? Like, it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. I hate the drilling stuff. I hate it all. I hate it all. I'm very blessed, actually. I'm very, very blessed to not like have to do too much stuff. My, what you call it? My teeth are actually not in bad shape. Like, I never had to get braces. I never had to do any of that. Like, I would maybe get like 2 cavities every 5-ish years, you know? Like, I take really good care of my oral hygiene. Because I do not want to be that person that gets all their teeth pulled. I don't want dentures. I just want to go to the dentist once a year and get my teeth cleaned, and that's it. That's it. That's it. It is scary. I was stupid I didn't go for 8 years. You know what? That's so real. That is so real. I getcha. Got my wisdom teeth removed a decade ago. None of my wisdom teeth are like causing me issues. I just know that they're like growing in a weird way. And my dentist was just like, is it causing you any pain? Like, do we need to get rid of it or anything like that? And I'm like, it's not bothering me. And apparently looked at my x-rays. And I guess my wisdom teeth are growing sideways or something. Like, it's not growing in a regular way. So I have no idea what's going on with that. I have no idea. Yeah, apparently one of my wisdom teeth has like fallen out naturally, which I was kind of like, what? Is it the bottom teeth? Yeah, it is. My top right wisdom tooth just fell out one day. So I only technically have like 3 ready to go and take out. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. Is it natural for them to fall out? I don't think it is. Because my dentist was like, where's your wisdom tooth? You got it out? Like, no. Oh, I guess it just naturally fell out one day. I'm like, is that even possible? Is that even possible? I don't know how possible that is, but that's silly. Yeah, we gotta shoot our shot, man. I was brave enough this morning to be like, hey, let's send a tweet. I don't know if he uses Twitter. Where's your boa, AA? Not with me. because it's like $200-ish. It's like too much money. Did you guys see Logan Paul started fucking collecting One Piece cards? Dude, fuck that guy. Did you swallow it? I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know what happened to my wisdom tooth. Or at least my one of them. Yeah, every Pokebro is jumping ship. Yeah, I have a friend that works at Target, and he tells me all the time about like whatever scalpers come by. And you know, my Target used to have like One Piece just on the shelves. Like it was literally just on the shelves all the time. There were no issues with it. And now all of a sudden it's all gone. Dude, tomorrow's when OP14 is gonna be out like officially, and that shit's cooked. Like I'm not gonna be able to get product for MSRP, all right? I would be lucky to find it for like $200. Logan Paul tried not to ruin a TCG challenge. Impossible. Dude, it was so stupid because like in the video he was showing off that he got like 3 cases of One Piece, and he's like, yeah, I may not be like a One Piece Poke fan, but I know the live action. Yeah, Luffy D Monkey. And I'm just like, okay. Luffy D Monkey. I see how it is. Are cooking people. Wait, you guys see that they started doing like kids cups for One Piece? Like you have to be like under 16 to play. You have to be under 16 to play the game or play at the cup. Yeah, fuck Logan Paul. Sitting children as long as they don't need to go anywhere, they don't need to be removed. Exactly. If they're not causing you issues, then I don't think you need to get it removed. That's what I was telling my dentist yesterday, because she was ready to pull out one of them, my top left one, and my top left one. And I asked her, I was like, do I need to get it removed if like I don't feel any pain or it's not causing me issues with like my mouth or anything? She's like, well, technically no. I'm like, okay, then don't pull it out. I don't remember which Paul brother did the forest bullshit. I honestly do not care about that, but I care about like the scalping shit because I'm affected by it. Dude, One Piece players can't even like get shit anymore. Like I can't even like alt out one card. Can I alt out one card, please? Like, my God. That was Logan too? Oh, I see. I never liked either of the Paul brothers either. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I can't enjoy any of my card games. I literally cannot enjoy any of my card games anymore because everything's getting scalped. Yeah, they're just a parasite in TCG business, but they don't care. You know what I mean? They literally do not give a shit. They do not care. They don't care. You had a good run, Sai. I need to order cards too on TCG Player, and I'm sitting here like, can I even order them right now? I need my OP13 or OP14 stuff, but I am waiting for these prices to drop. But I don't know how that's going to look. Yeah, no, you literally cannot find product anywhere. My Target started having all the TCG stuff behind the customer service rep. Like, if you want TCG stuff, you have to go there. Like, they're not gonna allow people anymore to, they're not putting it on the shelves anymore. You have to go and get it yourself from, like, a staff member, and you're limited to 2 products. I don't know, this is fucking insane to me. Like, this is actually so sad. I don't have any problems. Oh, yeah, I don't have problems with mine either. 3 deck starter 2. That was pretty good. Honestly, I think the best deck out of there is going to be Zoro. Zoro's at least kind of affordable. I say kind of. Sad because you guys started watching MandJTV videos. Yippee. Let's send more people his way. Let's send more peeps his way. I'm gonna drink some of my smoothie. Yeah, this shit's actually cooked. No card. Honestly, no card game's safe anymore. Nothing's safe anymore. We have a machine at our store. Generally hilarious how fast it goes. It had stock for a month because it was broken. The day it was fixed, someone cleared it out. Fuck that guy. I have a dedicated Pokemon card shop where I live. They always have card along with One Piece. Now the question is, are they selling at MSRP or are they selling at scalper prices? Because most of the card stores here in Atlantis, so there's a new one that opened up in Atlantis. I walked in one day just because like I wanted to check it out and my friends were playing there and I didn't get a chance to play there, right? This store was selling like One Piece packs for like $25 each. I'm not even kidding. Like a One Piece pack for $25 is actually fucking bonkers. Actually bonkers. And I don't trust stuff anymore from boxes. Like if it's an open box, what is stopping the person who owns the store from opening a box, weighing the packs, taking the heavy packs out, and then leaving the rest of the packs for people to buy, and then charging $25? You cannot tell me that isn't like predatory, you know? Like you can't tell me that isn't like fucked up. It's so, because I've seen it happen before. People have done that. Stores have done that. Scalpers are just disgusting. And here's the thing, like, there's nothing, honestly, like, honest to God, I don't think there's anything anyone can do right now. Like, it's just, it won't stop them. I mean, I guess, so the One Piece official stores, someone asked about it in my server, and I had to, like, kind of, what's the difference about heavier boxes? So, if you get a pack that's heavy, and this is actually pretty prevalent to, like, for One Piece and, like, some cards where rare cards have, like, textures on them, which means they have extra layers of foiling on them, which makes the card heavier, as opposed to, like, a regular common card. Isn't there a law against shops doing that? I have no idea, but it's not stopping anyone. Yeah, so what I've seen some shops do, because shops have done this, where they'll open a booster box, right? They're gonna go behind like whatever door or whatever in the back room, and they have like a scale. So they're gonna weigh every single pack, and they're gonna be like, okay, this pack is considered a heavy pack. Let's take this pack and then put the rest of the non-heavy packs back into the box. And then we're gonna put it out and display in the shop and sell the packs single, like individually, you know? It's so just, it's tiring. I'm tired. So I have a really hard time trusting shops, especially shops that I know aren't like, I suppose, reputable, because there's reputable shops in Atlantis that I know the owners that I trust, that I won't, like, they won't do something like that because I've known them for a long time. How did you like Digimon? It's okay. Oh, like the game? It's fine. I guess maybe because I'm not like super into the franchise. I'm not gonna lie, I did not enjoy it as much as I played Pokemon Legends EA. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge Digimon fan. Yeah, to each their own. It was fine. Like, it was okay. Like, it's fine. I think I had a lot more fun playing Pokemon Legends EA. But that just could be because I'm a huge Pokemon fan. Like, I grew up with the franchise, so I'm very, very attached to Pokemon. You're missing out solid vid. If you have video suggestions, throw them into my Discord server. Because sometimes I'll go in there and I'll pick. Because I truthfully cannot go through like every single chat log after stream and being like, okay, this person suggested this. But it's easier for me to go through like my Discord server through my suggestions chat, and like people just throw video suggestions in there and I'll just like pull it from there, if that makes sense. No one is attached to a Monster Rancher. What's that? What is that? What is Monster Rancher? Is the first game I got a living dex in? Hell yeah. I still technically haven't finished my Pokedex. But I still have my shiny charm. I still have my shiny charm. Also, Pokemon has Mystery Dungeon and it's the best. Facts. One day we'll play Mystery Dungeon on stream. One day, I prayed that I will have time. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is the last week I have before I'm back in the trenches of education. So I'm starting school again next week, which I'm excited and also sad about. I'm like sad. I'm like, but I also am excited because I feel like when I'm in school, I have like more structure, if that makes sense. Like I like being able to have a plan throughout the day. Like, okay, I have to wake up at this and this time and I have to be in this place from this and this time, and then I can work my schedule around that. Yeah, I feel like Pokemon was a little bit easier to pick up. I feel like Digimon Time Stranger, like I can tell it's a really well-made game. And I can 100% see how somebody would enjoy it. But for me, it's like not my favorite, if that makes sense. Metro, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you. I appreciate you. But it was a little just confusing for me. I'm gonna probably still play it, but maybe I need to give it like a few more streams before I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm not gonna knock it until like I get more experience on it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Beelzebub, thank you for the follow. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just very, very attached to Pokemon, you know? Pokemon is just fun. What is the very first Pokemon you've ever played? Game you've ever played? Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Technically, it was Pokemon Diamond because I tried my Pokemon Diamond from my cousin, and then it made me want to buy the game, so I got Pokemon Pearl. And I played my first full playthrough on that. We're listening to Love Live. The Love Live tribute album is out, and I love Love Live. We're listening to that on Twitch. Based with Pearl. Yeah, I love, that's why Gen 4 is still my favorite, like, gen. And I think it's because I grew up with it, so. Blue was the ever first game that was ever fully mine. Heck yeah. Pokemon Ranger, hell yeah. I've been playing since Pokemon Yellow, me old. Don't say that, you're not old. Mine was Fire Red, Leaf Green. Ooh. Palkia is one of my favorite legendaries. I'm very impartial to Palkia and Giratina, but my favorite legendary ever is Cresselia. Silver was my first. I want to do a Heart of Gold So Silver Nuzlocke so bad. I want to do a Nuzlocke so bad. I started with Gen 5. Gen 5 is such a solid gen. Design-wise, story-wise, my number one complaint about Gen 5, though, is the abysmal level, like, to evolve things. Like, what do you mean I have to level my fucking Hydreion at level 62? Like, you cannot tell me that. Peachy! My wife Hi, Peachy. Hi, Peachy. Hi, Peachy. Was gold. Good one. Yeah, Hydreigon. I love Hydreigon, okay? It's one of my favorite dragon Pokemon. But my god, like, what do you mean I had to level it at like 62? Hi, my love. Hello. Oh, 64, even worse. That's even worse, chat. That's even worse than what I was saying. Its level evolution is tribute to Godzilla. What the fuck, Yante? First one I owned was Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, I will die on this hill. Sword and Shield is overhated. I loved playing Sword and Shield. It's the first game I living next. I actually played the fuck out of that game. I love Sword and Shield. That's why I go with Axew. Axew. I love Axew. What the fuck, Yante? I've been saying, what the hell, Yante? What the fuck, Yante? A lot. What do you mean I have to wait till level 52 for a fucking Bisharp? And that's facts! I'm gonna crash out. Oh, wait, guys, this one is sung by the Uma Musume girls. Wait, never mind. Is this the regular version? Oh, no, wait, hold up. This is the regular version. This is not sung by the fucking Uma Musume girls. Hold up. Also, I kind of need to pee, but I want to keep yapping. What the fucky wucky? What the fucky wucky? Can I be honest? I think Pokemon Sun and Moon was buns. Okay, I don't think it was like full on buns, but I don't think it was a fun game for me. I didn't really like Gen 7. I'm being honest. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I like Pokemon from there. The characters were pretty cool. Yeah, the islands felt a little small for me. I love Rowlet, my boy. He's just a spherical guy. Honestly, Rowlet might be one of the best starters, just like ever. Gen 7 is my favorite, though. I'm not a huge fan. Nice to finally catch you guys. How's the Goddess Horse doing? I started with Sunset. I'm probably the most recent newbie in the series. No, you're good. He's my fave. He's a good boy. I didn't enjoy Gen 7. I liked Gen 8 more than Gen 7, but if I'm being honest. I hope you get freed today. Dude, me too. Me too. Also, I just want to thank everybody. I noticed there was a lot of sales on my 2-year anniversary merch within the last week. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that bought my merch. Because for the last week or so, all the profits made from the merch were given to Mythos. So I appreciate everybody that got their Poseidon merch, and hopefully it'll get shipped within the next month or so, 2 months. So thank you guys for the support. It actually means so much to me. You guys do not understand. It's been a rough month, I'm not gonna lie, on both since like December, and I felt a little scared to even like promote my merch. So I appreciate everybody that was kind of spreading the love with that. And yeah, I appreciate it because we've been working on this merch drop for months. I'm not even joking when I say I've had like some of this art done like since last year. Like I'm talking like February of 2025. So it made me a little bit like sad when things kind of turned the other way, and it was just like, what the heck? Like, so I appreciate everybody that has supported the merch and just supported my debut, or not, my new outfit and stuff, and the subathon. It means so much. So thank you. And shout out to like everyone. Shout out to my manager and Murasaki for making this possible, because truly I would not have been able to get any of this done without them, especially with my schedule, because holy fuck. Yeah, Pokopia! I don't know if I'm gonna play it on stream though. You'll be fine. At this point, Pokemon fans just respawn after eating each other alive over opinions. True. True. My first game was Platinum. Platinum is such a solid game. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the merch. It's still available, by the way. There's actually some bundles up. I think some people, to be fair, this is low-key my fault. I forgot to let everyone know that there's like a bundle, and if you get the bundle, you get like a foil signed playmat, which I think is super cool. Yeah, it's been an interesting month to say the least. Like, that's all I kind of want to say about it. But I appreciate the people that have stood by me and shown their support, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been such a lonely month. So I appreciate, and shout out to my managers and the Mythos girlies. I appreciate all of you. Gotta go with the Mikey vid. Any watchers of Pokemon Talk in chat? We'll watch Pokemon Talk one day. I feel like I need to dedicate an entire stream to that. Chat, I also need to piss, so I will be right back, okay? Give me like 3 minutes. Yay, Funky Minds. Hopefully, fingers crossed, things look better. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go piss. Where's my BRB? I'm peeing. Yippee. Can I spell yippee? I can spell yippee. All right, I'll be right back. Give me like 3 minutes, okay, chat? I peed. My bladder has been relieved. I need to take off my sock. My sock is like, there's something in my sock and I don't know what it is. It feels like a rock. I went to go walk Nori. Oh wait, W-A-L-K Nori. I hope they don't fucking hear me. And something got in my shoe and I think it got in my sock. I'm taking off my socks. Guys, I'm barefoot. Guys, my feet are naked. You wash your hands? Of course I did. Must be a pebble. Fucking hurt. I was watching one of your vids when you were peeing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm gonna just say, I talked about it on my space yesterday. If you guys looked at my throne, I actually added a bunch of baking supplies. So if you don't know, I've been baking a lot. I actually made cookies for all of my One Piece locals yesterday, and they were so happy. I'm like, ah, yay. Anyways, I added some baking supplies. So if you would like to get me any baking supplies for my sourdough baking hobby, there is stuff on there, and I would very much appreciate any of it. I did add a 50-pound bag of flour as a joke. I don't know if anybody would actually get that for me, but it would be really funny if someone did. Oh yeah, I already picked out the videos for today. We're watching all of MandJTV videos. I already picked them out. Bake me bread. Yeah, I can bring you a dehydrated version of my sourdough starter, Penelope. Okay, so I named my sourdough starter Penelope. So I have like 3 backups of her so she doesn't die again. Yeah, no, my friends were making fun of me. They were all like, Sai, just open a bakery at this point. Oh my God. Just open a bakery. Yeah, we'll be watching the newest one today. Yeah, chat, I'm allowing people to gift on Throne. It'll be really funny. Yeah, since a bunch of people's subs are expiring. Penelope 1, 2, and 3. Yup. I have a dehydrated version of her. So somebody bought me an Instapot last year on Throne. So it has a dehydrator setting on it. So I dehydrated her and I like put her in a like bag, an airtight bag, and it's like one of those things where it's like I will have to use her if for any reason my current starter dies. But yes, I have to feed my starters every day. I have another starter. He's like a newer starter. I named him Dover. I made so much bread. This morning I made a, what is it? A coffee Oreo swirl loaf this morning, and my house smelled so good. I made the dough last night and I rolled it up last night. I let it cold proof in my fridge and then I baked it first thing in the morning. And oh, my house smells divine. Here's the thing. I am currently like watching what I eat right now, so I can't even eat it. And if I do, I'm probably just gonna have 1 slice. I'm just gonna like give the rest away. I'm just gonna give the rest away. Yeah, coffee Oreo swirl. It's so good. I love anything coffee flavored. Yeah, one of my favorite like cake flavors ever is like coffee cake. Coffee cake. Longanisa sausage roll. That sounds so good. Dover is his first name, Ben. I don't know. I should just name him Ben. Wait, I can name him Ben Dover. Yeah, I gave birth to another sourdough starter maybe like a month ago. And yeah, he's been doing well. He made a few loaves. But Penelope's my main starter. I'm letting bend over kind of grow a little bit. Who's the father? I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. He's a grower. Not a shower. Dude, all I've been thinking about recently is baking and heated rivalry. Dude, okay, so I tweeted about it on my up, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. So I promised one of my like friends to play Stardew Valley with her, and she wanted to bring some of my other friends on. So it was me and like 4 other people in like a Discord call, and she was just like, Sai, let's watch Heated Rivalry. And I was like, sick. Okay. So basically the call was 2 girls, me and her, and then 3 guys. And we were all playing Stardew Valley, and we were watching Heated Rivalry. And I just kept screaming at all like the sex scenes. And me and the other girl were just like, oh my God, yay, yay, yes. And then the guys in the call were like, Sai, this is literally just porn. Why are we watching porn? I'm like, no. I mean, yes, but I swear there's wholesome parts to this show, okay? It's not all just sex. The hockey show. Yes. I love my gay hockey players. I usually make muffins. I have not made muffins. I need to make muffins. Muffins sound really good. Coffee muffins. Wait, chat, I might be cooking. Yeah, I need to figure out what I want to make for my Pokemon locals tomorrow. I kind of want to make cookies. Sourdough Starter makes me surprised that there aren't more Pokemon spin-offs about cooking. Damn ads. I do apologize. We're broke, Twitch. I'm just gonna make blueberry muffins or cinnamon apple muffins. Oh, that sounds so good. I actually have apples that I feel like are gonna go bad soon. So maybe I was wanting to make an apple dessert. So I was gonna make like a caramel apple sourdough. But I think apple cinnamon muffins sound better. Yeah, I made cookies yesterday. They kind of came out a little cakey, but it's fine. It's okay. Remember GS calls him first partner Pokemon? Ah. Should we get to watching videos? I've been yapping for too long. I've been yapping for way too long. Okay, 1 second. I actually should do that. My God, Soldier Game is such a good song. Give me one. Okay. Ah! What's happening? Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get everything together right now. Where's my... Why is it not sensing my browser? Oh. Reset. If I do it like this, we go like this. And then we go like this. Perfect. Oh, we're chilling. We are chilling. Anyways, we're back to reacting to more MandJTV because he's my favorite PokeTuber now. He is my favorite. And he dropped a new video today. If every gym leader cheated, as in like cheating in their battles. I'm a little confused. Oh my goodness. I think he's gonna go every single gym leader. So anyways, if every gym leader cheated by MandJTV. Hold up, let me just make sure my sound is working.
Leaders are cheaters. They have a type
What do you mean by that?
But then don't even stick to it.
I think some of the Gen 1 or 2 gym leaders are pretty guilty of that.
This is upsetting enough on its own, but a few of them do something even more egregious.
Like
they
what?
use an illegal Pokemon that is...
What is considered an illegal Pokemon? What is considered an illegal Pokemon?
Strong against the rest of their team's weaknesses. For example, Volkner is an electric gym leader, but in most versions of Sinnoh, he has an Octillery, a water
That's so stupid.
type that is strong against Electric's only weakness, ground.
Ground.
Candace is even worse. She's an ice specialist.
Does she have a
but
Metacham?
uses a Metacham.
Yeah.
With its fighting moves, it hits both rock and steel, two of Ice's 4 weaknesses. If it actually had a psychic
I realized the volume wasn't all the way up.
attack, it would also hit fighting, bringing it up to 3 out of 4. This is outrageous.
It is.
But what if it wasn't? What if this?
I mean, low key, that's kind of smart. You know, I feel like the gym leaders having like a Pokemon that counters their counter. That's smart.
This was the norm. What if every gym leader was allowed one Pokemon that countered their specialty's weaknesses? Today, I'm gonna give that to them. There are 3 rules for the leader's new cheating Pokemon.
Okay.
Number 1, it must come from their regional dex, the most expanded version.
That's
Number
fair.
2, it must somehow counter at least one of the types that the leader's specialty is weak to. And number 3, it cannot possess the gym leader's original typing. If it does and still counters things, then that's not cheating, that's just good team building. We begin in Kanto
That's
with
true,
Brock,
I guess.
whose new Pokemon is Zubat. It is a hard counter to grass types, and it makes sense. He lives right next to Mount Moon. Plus, he had one in the anime.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like pretty sure he had a Zubat in the anime.
Misty's new Pokemon would be Jinx, an ice type to counter opposing grass types. Not only does she admire the ice specialist Lorelei, but in multiple versions, Cerulean City features an in-game trade where the player provides a Poliwhirl in exchange for a Jinx. Misty
So it would be interesting if she had one.
could just do this trade herself. She's a water gym leader, she can easily find a Poliwhirl. Lieutenant Surge would use Fearow, immune to challenger ground moves. He was a pilot in the military, so a flying type suits him. Plus they have
He's like a little eagle, because technically, isn't Lieutenant Surge American?
similar eyes. Erica would use Seeking
I don't
against
think he does,
enemy
but okay.
fire types. Seeking is a goldfish or koi, and what do you often find in pretty Japanese gardens? Koi ponds. Koga gets a Scyther to take down psychic types.
Fair.
He does already use a lot of bugs, but not on every team, and his bugs are always poison types and thus weak to psychic. Scyther is not. This somewhat ninja-like bug he could catch in Fuchsia's Safari Zone would give him a better psychic counter. Plus, he is shown using one in an anime flashback. Janine can just have
Okay,
Scyther
damn.
too. She already mostly copies her dad. Next is Sabrina, and she already
My queen! She's already cheating. I'm not gonna lie.
cheats. In red,
Exactly.
blue, fire red, and leaf green, she randomly uses Venomoth, a bug type strong against dark. However, this doesn't actually help her that much because there's no dark types that naturally occur
I was
in
about to
Kanto.
say.
And while it does technically resist bug, I'm gonna give her something that's gonna be a bit more effective. That Pokemon is Gengar. Not only can it potentially beat a challenger's Gengar, but a common strategy against Sabrina is just using strong, normal physical attackers, like Snorlax or Tauros. A Gengar would stop them in their
Interesting.
tracks. Plus, Ash gave her that Haunter in the anime.
Oh, she's so pretty. I am a Sabrina fan forever.
Would use Kabutops to counter enemy rock and ground types. The Cinnabar lab is right next door, so he could definitely revive something. I think Kabutops fits him better than Amistar or Aerodactyl because
Agreed.
it comes from the dome fossil. And look at that man's dome! Giovanni would
He's fucking bald.
use Magneton for enemy water types. Several Team Rocket scientists use them, so he could easily just take one. We skip over Blue because he does not have a type specialty and move to Johto. Faulkner would use Bellsprout to
Gen
resist
2.
electric and take out rock types. The reason should be clear. He lives right next to Sprout Tower. Similarly, Bugsy
okay.
would use Slowpoke for fire types. He lives right next to Slowpoke Well. Whitney is tricky because she hasn't appeared
I hate her.
since Gen 4, her Clefairy has yet to gain the fairy type strong against normal's only weakness, fighting. Clefairy becomes the cheating Pokemon for this video if she's ever modernized, but let's hope not. But as soon
I think he hates Whitney too.
Assuming Gen 4 mechanics, let's give her Skiploom. Flying is strong against fighting, plus it's cute, was pink as a Hoppip, and references Goldenrod's flower shop. Morty's ghosts technically already counter ghosts, so he needs something for dark types. I like Ariados. It's a Johto bug that's creepy crawly. I wanted to give him something that you could find in the burned tower, but none of the Pokemon there are strong against dark. Chuck would use Golem to kill some birds.
Oh, sorry for the yawn. I low-key forgot about Chuck. I'm gonna be real.
Birds with a stone. Plus he throws a boulder before his battle, so the Golem could help with his training. Jasmine would use Starmie as the ultimate counter to all of Steel's weaknesses. Its water psychic typing handles ground, fire, and fighting. She can fish up a Staryu in Olivine City, plus its glowing center gem is reminiscent of her beloved Amphie's tail light. Price already breaks the ice theme with Pure Water Seal. Combining that with the secondary types of Dugong and Piloswine, he already has stab counters for 3 of Ice's 4 weaknesses.
Oh, so he's
if
chilling.
you ignore their terrible
Get it? Because he's ice?
movesets. If they were better, I would give him nothing, but the man does actually need some help. Since he has nothing for fighting, I'll just give him Farfetch'd. The reason for this is actually quite deep. They both hold some form of stick. Claire already breaks her specialty with Gyarados, but it doesn't count.
Sorry. Can you tell I like Claire? Can you tell I like Claire?
Counter any of Dragon's weaknesses. The actual dragons already do that. All that's left to counter is ice, so I'll have her continue to copy Lance and use Charizard. Now for Hoenn. Roxanne would use Bagon, which resists both grass and water. It's found in nearby Meteor Falls, plus it has a rock-like head. The Oris Gym features a huge Dragonite fossil as well, so I actually would have given her Dratini had it been in the Hoenn decks. Brawly would have Aron. It counters both flying and fairy, plus resists psychic, and it lives in Granite Cave, where Brawly has explicitly stated he trains in. Watson would have a Wingull, both immune to and strong against ground. With his work on Sea Mauville, he had to have caught one there at some point. Actually, forget Sea Mauville, the man lives in Hoenn. He has seen thousands of Wingull. Flannery
it's like
would use
90% water. It's actually not, but I like to pretend it is.
The Gloom. Not only is it a counter to all of Fire's weaknesses, but it has chlorophyll, and thus could make use of her sun strategy. Plus, the orange leaves look a little like her hair. Norman,
that's so smart!
And would use Grumpig against fighting types. I chose it because he exclusively uses mammals in all of his initial battles, so I liked it more than Xatu. Plus, it would help make Grumpig less forgettable. To my knowledge, no major Hoenn trainer uses a Grumpig in the Hoenn region. Not even Tate and Liza in like their umpteenth Emerald rematch. Wynonna would use Shiftry. The grass typing resists electric and beats rock, plus Shiftry might as well be a flying type. It recently got the ability Wind Rider, plus by flapping its leafy fan, it can whip up gusts of 100 feet per second that can level houses. Additionally, legends tell of a bird Pokemon that received divine punishment for its evil deeds and had its beak and wings replaced. Tate and Liza would get 2 Pokemon, one each, Pinsir and Heracross. They handle opposing dark types extremely well, and like Solrock and Lunatone, they're another counterpart pair. Wallace would use Frostlass.
Oh my
gosh. It's a feminine Pokemon, much like his Milotic, and counters enemy grass types. Comparably, Juan would use Glalie. Same strategic reason, but it's—
Did anybody else want to kiss Juan, or was that just me?
Here because Glalie looks meaner, and Juan's Kingdra is straight up evil. Now for Sinnoh. Rourke would use a Zubat he caught in Orberg Mine to counter grass types.
Makes sense.
This does copy Brock, but like, Rourke is already copying Brock's entire team. Just added a Cranidos to it. Gardenia would use Pachirisu.
Fuck that Cranidos. I hate that Cranidos.
It is a little squirrel that climbs trees. And with its electricity, it could fend off the enemy flying types. Fantina would use Beautifly to combat opposing dark types. She's a contest star, and its name comes from the word beauty. It also reminds me of May using one in her contests in the anime. Maylene would use Sneasel. Its dark typing handles psychic types, while its ice typing handles flying. Plus any ground types going for her Lucario. This may seem odd, but remember that she trekked up to Snow Point on foot. She could easily catch one on the way. Wake would use Heracross. The man might as well be a fighting specialist. He is a wrestler, and Heracross also has the bug type to hit
strange. He's a little wrestler, but he's not a fighting specialist. He's a water specialist. I mean, I guess Maylene, she's a martial artist or whatever. That's called martial arts artist, I think. Yeah, Maylene too strong.
Grass types.
Who would win, Wake or Maylene?
And as a bonus, it's blue. Byron already has his fighting and fire weaknesses handled thanks to the secondary typings of his Bronzor, Steelix, and Bastiodon. Nothing
Maylene.
for ground though, so I'm giving him Pelipper, which can be found outside Iron Island. As discussed in the intro, Candace and Volkner already cheat. They do not get more. The rest of this video is making the other gym leaders on even footing with these two, okay? They're not getting a second cheating Pokemon.
That's fair. It's Grunty Boy!
Ah, it is I, Grunty Boy, and Happy New Year.
Happy
you too,
New
my friend.
Year.
Got
Happy
any New Year's
2026
resolutions to better yourself? Just one, to sell more headphones from Raycon, the sponsor of today's video. Wait, what? I'll better myself by bettering the lives of others. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Behold, Raycon's bone conduction headphones. These sit outside your ears and transmit sound using vibrations, allowing you to enjoy your music or podcasts while staying aware of the world around you. Perfect for keeping safe on runs or not bumping into anyone in the grocery store. Oh yeah, I love mine. I've started using mine on walks so I can both listen to my audiobook and keep an ear out for bird calls. You're birding?
Bird calls?
Wow, you're 30.
Go Team Sky!
He snuck up on you fast, huh? Yes. The bone conduction headphones can be used all day thanks to 13 hours of battery life. Plus they're IP68 water and dust proof. Get premium audio quality without the premium price tag during this perfect time to upgrade your audio for the new year. Go to buyraycon.com/MandJTVBC or scan the QR code on screen to get 20% off site-wide. Thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Nice work. I'd say your resolution is off to a great start. Why, thank you. But I actually have to go now. I'm also in my 30s, so I guess I have to go watch birds. Ta-ta. Now for Unova. The triplets counter your starter by design, so it's a bit wonky to give them something new. So I'll keep it simple and just give them all an Axew. Its dragon typing resists all 3 starter types, and it works with the restaurant theme because people in ancient times used its tusks as cooking knives. I wanted to give Sharon a P-Dove to
Imagine going into a restaurant and you just see like an Axew cutting vegetables in the back.
Fighting types. It works great since he used on
Do you own any Raycons? I don't.
As a rival in black and white.
I've had like the same AirPods for 6 years.
Sadly, it's a normal type though, and that's against the rules. Instead, I'll give him Woobat. Admittedly, this isn't a great fit, but there just are not any available psychic or flying types prior to leaving Verbank, except P-Dove. I chose Woobat simply because it is a Unova native Pokemon. Lenora is an archaeologist and the direct
I love Lenora so much. Her design is so peak, but I will never forgive her for her fuck-ass Watchog.
For the NathQueen Museum. So Yamask, a Pokemon holding an ancient mask and found in ruins, is extremely on theme. Its ghost type makes it immune to the enemy fighting moves that her normal types are weak to. Roxy would get a Purloin or Liepard, depending on whether it's challenge mode or not. Dark counters Psychic, and their purple coloring fit in quite nicely. Berg would use Corphish against enemy rock and fire types. Corphish is based on a crawfish, which is an arthropod,
it's like a bug.
And the bug type is essentially the arthropod type.
Yeah.
Elisa would use
they're little like river bugs.
Lilligant.
And they're very tasty.
Its grass typing is strong against both ground and rock, the latter of which is good against Hurimolga. Lilligant is also a perfect fit for supermodel Elisa. This Pokemon is popular with celebrities. Skyla would use Clink or Clank. The evolution level is right on the cusp of her team. Steel
Clanker
deals with both rock and ice. Clink itself is found in the nearby Chargestone Cave, plus its machinery theme aligns with her work flying planes. Bryson Clay is just forgotten skipped on Unova. Damn poor Clay, he really hurt Team Sky so much, Mikey.
excluded it.
Would use Poniard against opposing
How would you
rock
describe
types.
crawfish?
As an
It's
actor
like
portraying Bryson Man,
a mini lobster.
he uses Poniard in the film Bryson Man. He doesn't have
I
it
forgot about Bryson, man. That's so silly. I forgot about that.
Bryson Man Strikes Back, nor Bryson Man Strikes Back 2.
Yo!
But he does use Bisharp in the fourth film, Bryson Man Strikes Back Harder. Oh boy, gotta be the most anticipated sequel of all time. He could also use Vullaby or Mandibuzz for fighting types, but he does not use either of those in Bryson Man Strikes Back Harder, and I just really wanted to share that movie title with you. As champion,
so
Iris
funny.
already uses Aggron, an excellent counter to opposing ice types and dragon types. Plus, fairy types had they existed. She could also use it as a gym leader, along with her counterpart, Drayden. Marlin would use Stunfisk against opposing electric types. It's usually found in and near water, since it is a fish. I'm pretty sure. It might just look like a fish.
It's a fish.
It's just on land. It's very trippy.
He's just a fish that wants to be on the ground. What if he doesn't want water? I'm sure there's fish out there that don't want to be in the water.
You know, because you step on it and you're like, oh no. Now for Kalos. Viola would get Pikachu to counter flying types. I chose Pikachu because she's a photographer, and if you want to make the big bucks, you gotta take pictures of the most popular Pokemon.
Facts.
This
You know,
isn't
I
my
wonder,
best
because you know how
reasoning,
like
I will-
Pokemon or Pikachu is like one of the most, like, if not the most iconic and popular Pokemon for like ever. But I wonder if like in the Pokemon world, what is the actual most popular Pokemon? Because I can imagine it's not Pikachu. Like if you were someone living in the Pokemon world, would Pikachu be everywhere? I don't think it would.
admit. Grant's Amara and Tyrant share weaknesses to ground, fighting, and steel.
I love
But
Grant's hair,
Amara
it's so
kinda
good.
has ground handled thanks to ice. To cover both fighting and steel, I'll give him Metatite, a Pokemon that's athletic like him. Karina would use Absol. The dark type works on opposing psychic types, but it also has a mega evolution. And she is clearly into that. And if
True.
you are into this video, which you probably are, you've watched quite a way through, you should subscribe. Please. I'm begging. Ramos would use Scizor. It is strong against ice, resists bug, and is immune to poison. And it fits Ramos because it is Scizor. And he holds Scizors. Clement would use Quilladin to counter ground types, since he used Chespin in the anime. Valerie would use Espeon. Psychic is good against poison, and it'd be cool to see her use 2 evolutions. Plus, she and Espeon have kind of the same eyes. Looks less creepy on Espeon, though. I wanted to give Olympia Clefable due to its ties to space and strength over dark types, but sadly it's not in the Kalos decks. Instead, I'll give her Golurk. It can fight other ghosts and resists bug. Its mysterious origins leads me to believe it could have been ground psychic instead, and it flies like a rocket. And she is wearing space. Wulfric would use Wigglytuff against opposing fighting types. He spends time watching over the Pokemon in the Pokemon Village, where Jigglypuff can be found.
He's just a cool guy.
Next is Alola, which has no gym leaders, but kahunas are basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's the
And
equivalent.
I also have a fun theme for them. All the island names are Hawaiian words for colors, which are thus represented by the island's flowers, Oricorio, Tapu, and Kahuna outfit. So I'm gonna give each Kahuna a Pokemon that is found on their island and matches the island color. Mele Mele means yellow, so Hala would use Pikachu to counter flying types. As a bonus, his grandson Hao uses one, so it's possible Hao could be following his grandpa's example. Akala means pink, so Olivia would use Wigglytuff to counter fighting types. Ula Ula means red, so Nanu gets Ariados, a red Pokemon that resists both bug and fighting and is strong against fairy. Finally, Pony means purple, so Hapu would get Noivern, resisting water and beating grass. Now for Galar. Milo would use Yamper against flying types. There's literally several Yamper inside his gym. Nessa would use Vespiquen. Because she's a model, I wanted to give her something that radiated feminine strength.
Bonita.
And Vespiquen is perfect since it hard counters grass types. Kabu would use Ludicolo. As a water grass type, it bodies all 3 of Fire's weaknesses. And since he doesn't use sunlight, the water moves won't be impacted. I chose it because Kabu is from Hoenn, so maybe he caught one to remind him of home, or just actually brought one with him when he moved. B would use Trevenant against opposing psychic types. It's a more masculine Pokemon like the rest of her team. Phantump is found in nearby Glimwood Tangle, and in the Lumiose Justice Dojo, the training dummies look like Trevenant. Maybe she could fight a real one. Alistair would use Morgrem, also found
I love Alistair's design. Can I just say, this was such a cool gym leader design.
in nearby Glimwood Tangle. It can counter both Dark and Ghost types, both of Ghost's weaknesses. Opal would get Malamar, using its Psychic type to counter enemy poison
I
types.
love the IUD
Inkay can be seen
Pokemon.
living in Balanleia, plus Malamar suits her theme. Both it and Opal force others into doing their bidding. One such victim is Bede. He becomes the fairy leader, but his team still counters poison types well because he started out as a psychic specialist. So instead I'll give him a Pokemon to counter steel, Salazzle. Not only is it fire type, but with corrosion, it can poison them. I'm gonna cover Gordy and Melanie together because there's a
Melanie, mommy.
fun thing we can do here. Gordy gets Throw and Melanie gets Sock. Specifically, Redos the Throw
Because they match.
and Blue Bop the Sock. There's an in-game trade in Sirchester for these Pokemon. And like the gym leaders, it is version exclusive. So each leader gets the Unova fighter the player can get in that version. The trader requests
so
Vanillish, which would
interesting.
be easy for them to get considering the climate of Sirchester. Throw and Sock's colors align nicely too. 3 of Gordy's Pokemon have red or orange on them, and blue fits in perfectly on an ice team. The fighting type is also very useful for both of them. It counters Rock's steel weakness and Ice's steel and rock weaknesses. But it's also strong against each other's types, which is important because of their soured relationship.
That's
So
true. He does have mommy issues.
Want a Pokemon that they can use to beat each other. Piers and Marnie kinda already cheat. While Piers does not use any non-dark types in his gym battle, he does use Toxtricity in champion tournaments. Marnie also uses a poison type in those same tournaments once she is actually the gym leader, Toxicroak. Since these counter
love
fairy
Marnie.
and resist both fighting
These fit them so well.
and bug, these two don't get anything new. Raihan also spits in the face of type specialization. His gym team is only half dragon, including a Gigalith that wrecks ice types. His champions tournament team is mostly dragon, but he still has Torkoal, which again beats ice and also resists fairy. He is set to go. I'm not giving him anything new. Finally, Paldea. Katie is a baker, so I wanted to give her Fido.
I am also a baker. I've made so much sourdough. I've actually made like a ridiculous amount of sourdough.
Last, this does not counter any of Bug's weaknesses though, so instead I'll give her Knackley to stop fire and flying
My
types.
Minecraft!
That actually still works with the bakery theme though.
My
You need
Minecraft
salt
boy.
in a lot of baking. I believe I am not a baker. Brassius would
I
have
am.
Tadbulb to use against flying types. This is because he is an artist and thus must have light bulb idea moments. I am aware that this is stupid. Thank you.
I was,
Iona
like,
would
about to
use
say it's
Steenie
like a
to help
stretch.
fight ground types. I selected it because she's a streamer and Steenie kind of looks like a VTuber model.
VTuber mention! Does Steenie look like a VTuber? I can see it. You know, like the pigtails.
I'm not crazy, right? Like, you kind of see it too.
Steenie reacts. Wow, 2 types. Editor note. Shout out to all the VTubers that have been reacting to Mikey's content. I enjoy watching them. Oh my god! Wait, how many other VTubers have more VTubers been reacting to MandJTV? That's so funny. I love the thumbnail. It's so funny to me. This looks like the thumbnails I make. I've made most of my thumbnails for my React channel. There's been a few I've had other people make, but I've made all of them. Most of them. Hi, Katie. It's mostly just I and like 2 others. Really? I have to check it out then. I'll be honest, I was not aware that there were other VTubers that were reacting to MandJTV. I was not aware. That's so funny. We should get all of us in a call together and react together. That would be so funny. Maple. Oh, Glitch Star's Maple. I love Maple. She's awesome. This is so funny. I like that they're aware. They know. They know.
Kofu would use Scyther, perfect against grass types and helpful in the kitchen. Larry's Staraptor is already quite good against fighting types, so let me give him a psychic type. Gotharita. They've kind of got the...
Yeah, they got like kind of the same vibe. React to a VTuber reacting to him. We should just do reactception.
Same face. Rhyme would get Cricketune. It's a bug type, good against opposing dark types, and it's a sound-focused Pokemon, pairing well with the fact that she's a rapper. Tulip's Florges takes down opposing dark types quite well, so I want to give her something for Psychic's other weaknesses. I think a great fit is Pyroar. It has a regal beauty, much like Tulip, and thanks to its fire normal typing, it is strong against bug and immune to ghost. Finally, and this may be stupid, Grusha would get Golden Go. Steel Ghost makes it immune to fighting and strong against rock, and it's a perfect fit for Grusha. Golden Go surfs. Grusha snowboards. That's kind of the same thing. I will admit the logistics
It's like adjacent.
are a little tricky. I don't know how Grusha's gonna like collect all those coins, but thematically it works, so I had to put it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see another video where I change up gym leader teams, check out my video where I gave a second type specialty to every single
That
gym
was a good
leader.
video. That was a good video. I was not expecting the VTubers mentioned in this video. I have to look after a stream now. Who else has been reacting? That'd be so funny. I hope more VTubers react to MandJTV because he's a fun guy. He's a great he's my favorite PokeTuber now. He's awesome. Excuse me. Do you ever see his full playthroughs? I've seen a few of them. Why am I coughing? Hold up. I'm trying to drink my smoothie and I'm like, there's like one blueberry that did not blend and it keeps getting stuck in my straw. Same vibe as VTubers reacting to Shoe on Head. Somebody needs to make a skinny VTuber model now and start reacting to MandJTV. That would be so funny. I'm still drinking my protein smoothie. It's a good smoothie. Anyways, the next video we are watching is quite an old video, which it was in 2021, which is that considered old now? Is that considered old? I don't know. This is baby Mikey. This was before his facial hair. But we're gonna be watching every gym leader team that makes no sense. I felt that it was appropriate to watch this after we watched if every gym leader cheated. You know what I mean? So maybe we'll get some repeat stuff going on. I anticipate the Candice and Volkner to be mentioned.
A few gym leaders out there that I think have teams that, well, stink. That might be because they have unnecessary repeat Pokemon.
Yeah, that was dumb.
That don't fit their type specialty, not enough Pokemon from their home region, or just flat out not enough Pokemon. Today,
just 3 guys.
I'll be going over every gym leader that I think has a team that needs some kind of improvement and how I would fix that team. I'll say up front that I'm only looking at the species composition of these teams, not anything more particular like movesets or abilities. So don't forget to subscribe.
Because if he did that, this video I feel like would be very long.
To my channel, please. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Pick up some merch from MandJTVmerch.com and let's dive in. First, let's talk about the Kanto gym leaders, and I'm only going to be looking at their teams in the Kanto games. As post-game gym leaders in the Johto games,
Their teams are pretty universally solidly diverse. Brock's team is fine, so first up is Misty. She uses a Staryu and a Starmie in almost every one of her appearances.
Where's her Psyduck?
And with all the water types out there, I think it's silly that she has a repeat. In Let's Go, though, she uses a Psyduck.
That's true, she does have a Psyduck in Let's Go.
Instead of Staryu, which I think is perfect. I think the easiest way to fix her teams is to just make the Let's Go team the one she uses in every game. Next is Lieutenant Surge. Two of his teams have a repeat with Pikachu, then his yellow team is just Raichu. Like with Misty,
literally just Raichu? Are we being for real right now?
Oh, his Let's Go team is much more diverse, having 3 unique electric types. Just make this team his team in every Kanto game, and we're good to go. Erica's team is good to go, so next up is Koga. As a gym leader, not an Elite Four member. Koga's teams have always bothered me because most of them are full to the brim with repeats, which is ridiculous. Poison is the most abundant type in Kanto.
Yeah, so like why is it like the same like 20 million Pokemon?
2 of Koga's teams are 3/4 full of members of the Weezing line, and his yellow team is entire
3 Venonat and a Venomoth, hello?
made up of Venomoth line members. The one team he has as a gym leader that I think is good is his Let's Go team, which uses the 3 poison types he uses in other teams, plus a Golbat, a Pokemon that suits him well since he goes on to have Crobat as his ace in the Johto games.
That's hilarious.
Like with Misty and Lieutenant Surge, I think the easiest way to fix his bad teams is to just have his Let's Go team be his main team for all the other games.
Yeah,
Next
this
up
makes
is
sense.
Sabrina. 2 of her teams not only have a repeat Kadabra, but they also have a Venomoth, a Pokemon that is very clearly not a psychic type.
That's so random.
Yellow team is entirely the Alakazam line, which is just silly with all the other psychic types out there. Like with the others though, her Let's Go team is diverse and I like it a lot. Alakazam and Mr. Mime are still there, but the repeat Kadabra and not psychic Venomoth are replaced with Slowbro and Jinx. 2 good Kanto psychic types. Same situation as before. If this was her team in all of the generations, it'd make a lot more sense.
I like this team a lot more.
His red, blue, fire red, and leaf green teams are half Arcanine line, half Rapidash line, so there's a lot of repeating there. Yellow is more diverse, but it drops his roster down to only 3 Pokemon, which I think is too few for the second to last gym leader. This is a good time for me to list out the number of Pokemon that I think each gym leader should have. Gym leaders 1 and 2 should have at least 2 Pokemon. Gyms 3, 4, and 5 should have at least 3 Pokemon. Gyms 6 and 7 should have at least 4.
6, 7. I'm so sorry.
And Gym 8 should have at least 5. Although basically just exactly 5, since the 4 members don't have 6, so Gym 8 should just have 5. Back to Blaine though, like with all the other gym leaders I've covered so far, I think
So are we just like agreeing that the Let's Go teams are the superior versions? Because I like this. I like this.
Let's Go nails his team. It has 4 Pokemon, and all of them are unique fire types. Then the final Kanto gym leader, we're not talking about Blue, he's a post-game gym leader, and also his teams are great.
He doesn't count.
Is Giovanni, the only Kanto gym leader whose Let's Go team I actually think needs work. His red and blue team is almost solid.
I didn't finish Let's Go, so I wouldn't know.
But it has a Rhyhorn, which really doesn't need to be there since he has Rhydon. His yellow team has a Persian, which I get that they included as a nod to the anime, but I still really don't think it fits. His fire red and leaf green team is the same as red and blue, but they unevolved his Rhydon, which is very stupid.
Wait, why?
Finally, in Let's Go, his team has no repeats, but it only has 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, why does he only have 4? He should have like 5, maybe 6.
And as I mentioned, I firmly believe the final gym leader should always have 5. How I think we fix this is we take his original team in red and blue and replace the Rhyhorn with Sandslash. Instead of Sandslash, we could go with Golem or Onix or Marowak, but with Golem and Onix, they're more Brock's Pokemon, and Marowak, well, considering how Team Rocket treated Marowak earlier in the story, that would be kind of awkward.
That would be really messed up. Is this old Grunty Boy?
Ha! It is I, Grunty.
It's baby Grunty Boy.
What are you here for today? I am here to talk to you about something that's been sweeping through our culture like a tidal wave. The sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends.
Hell yeah.
Why? Because we're such good friends and we chat about our mutual interests all the time. Neither of those things are true. Oh, what's that I hear? You like playing Raid Shadow Legends too? Oh, well, I knew with your excellent taste that you love this RPG. It's a game where you can battle with over 500 champions against various enemies in the campaign, big bosses in the dungeons, or
that's so
other
sick.
players in the PvP arena. It's so fun to collect more champions, and they can be made stronger by equipping gear onto them, training them up in the campaign, or sacrificing your weaker ones. Yeah, I
Sacrifice?
know. You know I've played the game. Why are you telling me stuff that I already know? Mutual interests, buddy! Also, I wanted to tell you that you can get Ninja as a champion, but only until October 15th, so you have to hurry. Also, they just released new clan features, like quests and benefits for just being in a clan, plus new champions to collect from fragments in the Doom Tower. Ugh, seriously, Grunty Boy, you can't just be telling me all this because you want to have a casual chat. What do you want? I just wanted to tell you
He
that if
just
you
wants
click
to
the link
talk
in the
about
description
Raid Shadow Legends.
below or scan the QR code on screen, new players will get an epic hero Chinoru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. But you only have 30 days. Come on, man, what's really going on? I'm just here to ask you to join my clan. I need help.
Oh.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind. Why didn't you just say that to start with? Oh, I don't know. Was a weird thing, I guess. You know, I'm just normally so good at asking my mortal enemy, I mean, a very good friend, for help.
I thought you guys were friendos.
I'm gonna go now. Anyways, ta-ta! Well, all right then. Anyways, thanks so much to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video, but now, let's get back to it. Now on to Johto, the group of gym leaders that inspired this video, because they, almost all of them have bad teams. Like, so many of
Whitney's Miltank, get that shit out of here.
them don't use any Johto Pokemon? What? First up is Faulkner. His team is just Pidgey and Pidgeotto, no Johto birds to be found. My first instinct is to replace Pidgeotto with Noctowl, but Noctowl is much stronger than Pidgeotto and stronger than every other first gym ace Pokemon aside from Milo's Eldegoss. Milo is a very late first gym leader though, whereas Faulkner is very early, so I think Noctowl would be unfair. Instead, I think swapping Pidgey for Hoothoot works well. However, I think an ideal team would be Hoothoot and Murkrow. Murkrow isn't too powerful, and both are Johto Pokemon. Next is Bugsy. Like Faulkner, he uses no Johto Pokemon, which bothers me. First, I
Yeah, what
replace
the heck? They're all Kanto.
Metapod and Kakuna with Ladybug and Spinarak.
What
to be
the
clear, I think it's
Hendiante?
fine if Johto gym leaders have Kanto Pokemon on their team, but with Bugsy specifically, why focus on Kakuna and Metapod when you've got Ladybug and Spinarak, the new region's new bug types that you could focus on instead? For Bugsies and all the other gym leaders' aces, I prefer for them to be Pokemon from the leader's home region, which means replacing Scyther. To give Bugsy an ace on the same power level as Scyther from Johto, we need either Heracross or Scizor. Since weirdly enough, Scyther and Scizor have the exact same base stat total. I think Scizor's typing is too good for this early in the game.
It might be. Scizor early game might actually be fucking disgusting.
So I think Heracross works best as Bugsy's new ace. As for Whitney, she is the only Johto gym leader whose team I actually think is totally fine. Her ace is a Johto Pokemon.
Get that damn Miltank out of here! I hate the Miltank.
And she has no repeats. Now I know she only has 2 Pokemon when I did say I think the third gym leader should have at least.
She might as well have a full team. That fucking Miltank. That damn Miltank counts as like 5 Pokemon.
3, but with Whitney specifically, her Miltank is like 3 Pokemon by itself, so I think she's
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mikey.
fine. Next up is Morty, and his entire team is repeats, but that's not completely his fault. The only Kanto and Johto ghost types are the Gengar line and Misdreavus. That being said, it is ridiculous that they did not give him a Misdreavus. To fix his team, I think we replace the Ghastly with a Misdreavus.
Bring the Miltank back. We need something for the barbecue. That's insane.
While I prefer the gym leader's ace Pokemon to be from their home region,
That's
Misdreavus is
crazy.
much weaker than Gengar, so I don't think it makes sense as his ace. Even if the Misdreavus was higher level than Gengar, I think the Gengar would still be stronger. Next up is Chuck. Despite being in the second half of gym leaders,
Would you
he
eat
only
Poke
has
cheeseburgers until Miltank goes extinct? I would.
2 Pokemon, and neither of them are Johto Pokemon. The first thing to easily do is add on Hitmontop and make it his ace. I think that's all that's really necessary, since I don't think 4 Pokemon becomes necessary until we move to the 6th gym leader. Next is
Why not 3 though?
Jasmine. I hate her team. She
What?
has the spicy new Steel type and the cool ace Steelix, but then the rest of her team is just 2 Magnemites. What is she doing? There are so many
Maybe she just really likes Magnemite.
cool Steel types available that she could use instead. First, let's swap out one of the Magnemites for Skarmory, a Steel type no other major boss fight in Johto uses. Then we can keep the other Magnemite, since I think it's cool to show how its type changed from Gen 1, but it should be evolved, since it's at the level where it would evolve. Finally, since she's the 6th gym leader, I think she needs 4 Pokemon. For the last one, I suggest Scizor. And before you say that it overlaps with Bugsy's ace, Bugsy's ace is Heracross now. Next up is
Fair.
Price, the gym leader strangely labeled as the 7th, but with a team the same level as Chuck and weaker than Jasmine. The level curves in the Johto games with like trainers levels and wild Pokemon, they're very messed up. I think he needs his levels increased across the board, but also the roster needs work. Seal should clearly be replaced, and I think it should be with Delibird, which actually has almost the same base stat total.
Delibird, I love Delibird.
Finally, he needs a 4th Pokemon since he's gym number 7, and Sneasel is an easy pick for the last Pokemon here. Finally is Claire, and she is in a weird spot. She is the 8th gym leader, and in my opinion, the final gym leader should always have 5 Pokemon. However, due to her specialty being Dragon type, she is extremely limited in options. Her existing team has a pair of repeats and a Pokemon that is not Dragon type, but there's not much we can do to improve that due to the extremely limited option.
Give her the Charizards!
It's a bit goofy, but if I had to add a 5th Pokemon, I think a good fit would be Lapras. It's considered dragon-like since Iris uses it as champion.
Yeah, that always confuses me. I kind of wish Lapras was like Ice Dragon or something. But I guess there can't be room for 3 types, so water and ice shall suffice.
And it doesn't overlap with the dragon-like but not dragon Pokemon that
Just steal Lance's Charizard at this point. Just steal it.
Lance uses, being Charizard and Aerodactyl. Gyarados does overlap with Lance, but like, what else are we gonna do, guys? Why did they make 2 dragon specialists in a game with only 2 fully evolved dragon types? Next, let's talk about the Hoenn gym leaders. Roxanne's teams are fine. Her Emerald team didn't need to add the extra Geodude, so I actually prefer the Ruby and Sapphire team to avoid the repeat. Brawly's teams are also fine. I like his Emerald team a bit more, but his Ruby Sapphire team is fine. And then we get to Watson. His Emerald team is solid, but his other teams infuriate me. A pair of repeats
Kanto Pokemon.
and no Hoenn Pokemon? I kind of get some of the Johto gym leaders not having any Johto Pokemon, since Johto was very much treated more like an expansion of Kanto rather than a totally fresh region, because all the Kanto Pokemon,
I mean, that makes sense, but still, it's a technically new region.
basically are available in Johto, but Hoenn is its own new place, far away. Why is a Hoenn gym leader only using Kanto Pokemon? What?
Makes no sense!
Since Emerald team is far better. It still has a repeat, but the repeat is a Hoenn Pokemon, and his ace is now an appropriate Manectric. To make the team perfect, though, I say swap out Voltorb and Electrike for Plusle and Minun. He'd have even more Hoenn Electric types and no repeats. Next up is Flannery. Her Ruby Sapphire team is very bad. Why 2 Slugmas when Numel is a very obvious option? Her Emerald team is cool, but I think the underleveled Camerupt is unnecessary. Her Oris team is acceptable though, as I don't think she needs 4 Pokemon at the Gym 4 position. I think she'd be in good shape if her Oris team was her team across the board, or her Emerald team with the Camerupt replaced by Vulpix. Next up is Norman. His non-Emerald teams are awful, entirely repeats within the Slaking line.
Oh my fucking god. I didn't finish Oras either. So I can't say too much, but double slacking sounds fucking horrible.
I do think having both Slacking
moly.
and Vigoroth is fine, since they have very different fighting styles and it's a cool way to kind of show that off. But having the other Slacking, that's just silly.
That's just unnecessary.
His Emerald team is fine though. It does have the repeat of Vigoroth and Slacking, but as I just said, I think that's a fine repeat. We just make his Emerald team his team everywhere, we're good to go. I don't really have any major gripes with Wynona's team, but I have a small issue with her Emerald team. Her non-Emerald teams are great, but her Emerald team has Swablu. She'd be perfect if her Emerald team just removed the Swablu, or she just used her non-Emerald team. Tate and Liza's Emerald team is perfect, but I have to bring them up because their non-Emerald team is just Solrock and Lunatone. Entirely too few Pokemon. Emerald perfected their team, so it frustrates me that they did not keep it that way in Oris.
Yeah, why? Literally why?
Make their Emerald team their everywhere team, and they're good to go. Finally, I have no issues whatsoever with Wallace's and Juan's gym leader teams. Both of them use 5 Pokemon that are all completely unique. I suppose Juan's ace could be a Hoenn water type like Gorbis instead of Kingdra, but that Kingdra is so infuriatingly tough to fight that I think it's actually perfect as the ace of the final gym leader. So many double teams. And rest. This Kingdra is tougher than most of the Elite 4 Pokemon. Next up is Sinnoh, and they did a far better job with most of their gym leaders compared to the previous regions. I have 0 issues with the teams for the first 5 gym leaders.
I mean,
Rourke,
it's
Gardenia, Fantina,
It's peak.
Maylene, and Wake. However, then we get to Byron. While I think both his teams are fine in the composition part, as the 6th gym leader, I think he needs a 4th Pokemon. When selecting new Pokemon for a Sinnoh leader's team, I will be selecting from the Platinum decks, even if I'm trying to fix their Diamond and Pearl team.
There's no point, brother. Just use the platinum one.
That's because I have a moral opposition to the Diamond and Pearl Pokedex because it is terrible, doesn't include so many of the new Pokemon, and is way too limited. It's just awful. A lot of trainers in Diamond and Pearl have bad teams just because the dex is bad. Not because they had better options and didn't use them. Also, for the Sinnoh leaders, they're gonna have access to the Platinum decks in the upcoming remakes, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. So like, I'm picking from the Platinum decks.
At this point, chat, he didn't know. At this point, he didn't know. He didn't know. He had no idea.
With access to the Platinum
that
decks,
the BDSP games were gonna be ass. Dude, it's so funny. That person, by the way, I swear, he comments on like every single one of my videos. He's like, fake Pokemon fans hate BDSP. Brother, you need to 1, relax, and 2, have you played any other games that are not BDSP? Oh my god, yeah, that aged like milk, brother. He was so innocent. It had still hope. Don't pay attention to them. Dude, it was so funny because the other day, I was just like, you know what? Because I can look on people's comments history. It was every single comment. Every single one. I was like, I guess most of the Pokemon community are fake Pokemon fans. I guess most of us are fake Pokemon fans. BDSP had such promise, which makes it hurt all the worst. True.
It makes filling out his team very easy.
That game was more of a phone game than Pokemon Go.
Simply take the Bronzor from his Diamond and Pearl team and put it on his Platinum team, and you're good to go. Well, actually, I think it should be evolved into a Bronzong since it is above its evolution level. Next is Candace, but I'm actually deciding not to count her here. Her Diamond and Pearl team is clearly awful, but her Platinum team is great. If Diamond and Pearl had the Platinum decks from the beginning, we would have had her Platinum team from the beginning.
Listen, man, if you want to play Gen 4, just play Platinum. Platinum is such a good game. Don't play BDSP, play Platinum.
So you know what, let's just pretend her Diamond and Pearl team just doesn't exist. Finally is Volkner. Once again, an awful Diamond and Pearl team.
The random ass Ambipom and Octillery.
Being half electric type, but a very solid Platinum team. He only has 4 Pokemon though, which I do not like. Toss on a Magnezone though, and he's good to go. Next up is Unova. The triplets, Lenora, Charon, and Roxy all have fine teams in my book. Berg has a great team in Black and White, but his Black 2 and White 2 team has a completely unnecessary repeat. I get that they replaced his Whirlipede since Whirlipede is Roxy's ace, but they have so many other options they could have used instead of a repeat Swadloon. Just give him a Carablast like he uses on his challenge mode team. Elisa's Black 2 and White 2 team is fine, but her original Black and White team repeats Emolga's for no good reason. I say replace one of them with a Tynamo. It has no weaknesses, but I still think it's fair since it's much weaker than Emolga, and also she uses one in the anime. Clay's teams are both totally fine. Skyla's teams are good in composition, but she needs another Pokemon. An easy way to do that is to add Sigilif to both teams. It's yet another Psychic Flying type, but my options for Black and White Flying types are pretty limited. Bryson also has good composition, but not enough Pokemon. The problem here is that in Black and White, he's already using a member from every non-legendary Ice type line in the Black and White Unova decks. I don't like it, but I value number of Pokemon more than repeats, so I think adding a Cubchoo works best. It evolves into Beartic at level 37, so a level 36 one would be logical. Next, we need to talk about the kind of weird situation with Drayden and Iris, since their gym position changes depending on the version. So first, let's talk about Drayden and Iris together as 8th gym leaders in Black and White. They are the final gym leaders, yet they only have 3 Pokemon.
Give them like one more and they're solid.
2 more Pokemon, but the Unova Dragon types are very limited. First, I think we can add on a Zweilous. It would be under its evolution level, but gym leaders and Elite Four members do that all the time. And also, its evolution level is stupid. Think of this as a protest against—
So dumb. Don't ever do this again, Pokemon.
Dino's evolution levels. For the 5th Pokemon, I'd give them Archeops. Obviously, it's not a dragon type, but it's dragon-like, and Iris does go on to use one as champion. There really isn't anything I can do about the repeat fracture due to our options being so limited, so this is as good as it's getting. Then in Black 2 and White 2, Drayden is the 7th gym leader, so he only requires 4 Pokemon. Altaria is a dragon type in the Black 2 White 2 decks, so that's the clear choice to add. Finally for Unova is Marlin, who only has 3 Pokemon despite being the final gym leader. I have a ton of options for water types though, but I'm going with Seismitoad and Mantine, chosen mostly arbitrarily. Next up is Kalos, and I've actually discussed my problems with a lot of the Kalos gym leaders in my Pokemon X and Y's biggest problems video.
I have not seen that video. So if any of this
sounds familiar, that's because you've watched the other video. Viola's team is perfectly fine, since most first gym leaders only have 2 Pokemon. I also think Grant is fine. I think a 3rd Pokemon like Binacle would suit him well, since he's the highest level 2nd gym leader, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. Karina's team composition and number of Pokemon is fine. They need better movesets, but that's not the focus of this video. Ramos's team is fine, but I think a Trevenant could have been added or swapped in for the Weepinbell. Clement's team is also fine, with a 4th Pokemon like Dedenne fitting well, but not being absolutely necessary.
Doesn't Bonnie, his little sister, have a Dedenne, or am I crazy?
Valerie's team definitely needs work though. In my old video, I replaced Mawile due to its poor moveset and instead had her use Florges, and then added on Granbull. I think this would be a much better team, but I also think Mawile is fine to keep if it is actually given stab moves. Olympia also needs a 4th Pokemon. In my previous video, I added on Malamar, since it's the only non-starter, non-mythical psychic type introduced in Gen 6 that she doesn't already have. I also think a male Meowstic would work well.
What the heck? What the hellionte? Kurama, thank you for the 20 memberships on YouTube. What the heck? Thank you so much. Hello? Thank you. I appreciate you. Yippee, thank you for the gifties.
A repeat,
You're awesome.
It's a different form and battles differently. Finally for Kalos is Wolfric. one of, if not the, most
You're awesome. Thank you so much,
egregiously
Karama.
bad 8th gym leader teams in all
Oh,
of
it's
Pokemon.
so sweet. Everyone in YouTube chat is saying thank you to Karama. Thank you.
Sure, he only has 3 Pokemon, as do the 8th gym leaders in the Unova region. And Drayden and Iris have repeats. Yes, their teams are bad too. But with Wulfric, there is one specific thing that makes his team extra bad. He doesn't have a Mega Evolution. I talk about it in more detail in my X and Y's biggest problem video, but in short, I hate that Mega Evolution is the central mechanic of Pokemon X and Y, yet so few boss battles have them. I get what—
That is a very, very fair criticism. That is so extremely fair.
My Mega Evolution isn't throughout the entire game because so many of them are extremely strong and maybe you don't have a fully evolved team yet. But once you fight Lysander and his Mega Gyarados, every major boss battle for the rest of the game should have a Mega Evolution. Your team is over level 50.
Do YouTube memberships not add to the timer? They do not. Just Twitch subs.
Basically all be fully evolved. You have Mega Evolution yourself. The training wheels should be off, but instead, the only Mega Evolutions you fight throughout the main story are Mega Lucario versus Mega Lucario.
I've been recently binging your videos as I shiny hunt in ZA, going for the living decks. Let's go! Hopefully you can finish it soon. We're gonna be shiny hunting later in the stream. So hopefully we can all shiny hunt together.
Mario, Lysander's Mega Gyarados, and the Champion's Mega Gardevoir. No Megas in the Elite Four, no Mega for the 8th gym leader. And I think that's so dumb. To fix
I agree.
Wulfric's team, the easiest change is making the Abomasnow a Mega Abomasnow, like he has in the anime. Look at that, the writers of the
What the hell?
anime knew what to do to make things interesting. In my previous video, I added a Mamoswine and left his team like that since other 8th gym leaders do only have 4 Pokemon. But for this video, I want all of the 8th gym leaders to have 5, so I'll add on a Cloyster. Next, we move on to Sword and Shield, which means, yes, I am skipping Alola. In most of my other videos where I talk about gym leaders, I count the Kahunas as gym leaders, but my whole system with how many Pokemon they should have really breaks down with the Kahunas because the numbering system is different.
Yeah,
in Sword and
4 of
Shield,
them.
Milo uses both Eldegoss and Gossifleur. Considering that he uses Gigantamax Flapple or Appleton later in the game, replacing the Gossifleur with Applin makes so much more sense. And yeah, it's a dragon type in the first gym of the game.
One of my favorite Pokemon in Gen 8. Apple is just so funny. I love the shiny. It's green.
A dragon type with 6 weaknesses, you'll be fine. After Milo though, I have no other issues with all of the other Sword and Shield gym leaders.
Really?
They did a really good job of giving them diverse teams with enough Pokemon and having their aces be new Galar Pokemon. And yes, new Gigantamax forms count as new Galar Pokemon. And yes, that includes Raihan. Despite the fact that he's the last gym leader and only has 4 Pokemon, when I've said the last gym leader should have 5. I am okay with his team because my reason for wanting 5 Pokemon for the final gym leader is the added difficulty. And Raihan's battle is already difficult by nature of being a double battle. A battle format playthrough teams are rarely built for. Additionally, him having 4 Pokemon is a nod to the number of Pokemon you can bring to a competitive double battle, which Raihan's battle is kind of intended to show off. Plus, it's not easy to give him a 5th Pokemon. There aren't any—
That damn Duraludon and Sandaconda. Fuck those guys.
Other dragon types in the Galar decks that are not hurt by Sandstorm. So there we have it. I fixed everything. Feel free to hire me, Game Freak. I do a good job of making these teams, I think. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon. We're helping support my channel independent of fluctuating YouTube ad rates. To help support me in the same way, the link is in the description below. Also, if you want to check out some more of my fun—
I got trapped in a Minecraft zombie apocalypse? What? Does he have a Minecraft channel I am not aware of?
Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. All right, that's all I have for now. So till next time, fans. Gotta catch them all.
I wish he continued doing those. I wish he still did those. I noticed he stopped it. Stop doing that. They gotta catch them all. I'm curious. We're not gonna watch this video, but I'm very curious. Oh, it is just a full-blown Minecraft video with Purple Cliff. They had like a Minecraft series? Wait, that's so funny. Wait, guys, look, it's me. No, I have not. But is this his Let's Play channel, I think. That's interesting. I didn't know he had like a Minecraft series. And oh, is this the first time playing Minecraft? Oh. That's so funny. You get suggested your own videos, I suppose. My video just like randomly showed up there. I don't know what that was about. PM7 and Purple Cliff played Minecraft with him for a bit and trolled him a lot. That does not surprise me at the slightest. That does not surprise me. Anyways, next video. One of my favorite Pokemon games ever, Pokemon Platinum. This is also another Baby Mikey video from 2021. We are coming up on this video being almost 5 years old. This was mid-pandemic. Can you believe that? My God, that was so long ago. What was I doing in 2021? What was I doing? I think I was just working my office job. And that was it. Man, that was so old. Anyways, Can You Beat Pokemon Platinum by MandJTV.
Greetings, Poke fans!
Hi.
Here, and today I'm going to be trying my toughest Pokemon
He looks so baby.
playthrough challenge yet. Can you beat Pokemon Platinum? That covers all the intro stuff, so
Can you beat Pokemon Platinum?
let's dive in.
I just realized it's April 1st. Is this an April Fool's video?
The first step is picking a starter, and I went with Piplup. Those of you familiar with my content might be confused by this pick, since in the past I have not been shy about my disdain for Empoleon.
What? I love Empoleon, and it totally isn't because of the Trident.
However, I thought that maybe by choosing this Pokemon and embarking on such an incredibly difficult and challenging journey together, the two of us might form a bond. A James Bond. I named the Piplup James. Next, I caught a Starly, since a strong Pokemon like Staraptor will be necessary for a challenge such as this. I named it Nimbus, but it had an attack-lowering nature, so I caught another one.
Oh no.
I named this one Stratus, but it had a speed-lowering nature, so I caught another one. I named it Cirrus, and it had a defense-lowering nature, which I could live with, so I went with this one. After a bit of training, I had my second battle with my rival, not subbed. Because after all, those who are not subbed are the enemy. Make sure to subscribe, everyone.
All right, everyone, let's all subscribe to MandJTV, because I would not want to be his enemy.
Notifications, you know the thing. By the way, I won my first battle against my rival. I didn't mention that earlier because it didn't work well with the timing of the James Bond joke because my Piplup did not have a nickname yet. So, anyways, for the second battle, I won it easily thanks to Cirrus OHKOing both of his Pokemon. The next event of note was the first gym battle against Rourke. James took down Geodude with 1 hit, then Onix with 2 thanks to a potion. This made James level up to its evolution level 16, and I became worried that if it got all the experience from Cranidos, it would level up again and miss Prinplup's level 16 Metal Claw as a result. This led me to do some wacky switching, bringing in Cirrus for a bit, but after surviving with just 4 HP, James took down Cranidos. After the battle, both
I hate that damn Cranidos.
James and Cirrus evolved, each receiving an increase in power and a decrease in cuteness.
This seems like a very normal playthrough. Where's the twist? Where do things get funky wonky?
I made my way to Floroma Town in the Valley Windworks without catching any other Pokemon, which meant it was soon time to battle Mars and her demonic Purugly. Cirrus took down Zubat, but took a crit bite in the process. Then came the true threat, the Purugly. Thanks to this fat cat somehow being faster than my bird, it got Cirrus down to red HP before Cirrus could even land one.
That damn cat! That damn damn cat!
Hit. I withdrew Cirrus so I could bring it back in and intimidate later, so in went James. While the Purugly repeatedly attacked, James kept using Bubble, which was weak, but had a chance to slow it down. James got Purugly down to about a quarter health before falling, but his sacrifice allowed Cirrus to come back in and land a crit quick attack.
This is not a Nuzlocke, is it?
Winning me the battle. To be honest, I do not know if the crit mattered for that last quick attack, but if it did, oh my god, I would have lost. I told you guys, this is a brutally difficult playthrough challenge. A little while.
Is it? What's so I think it'll come up
later. I arrived in Eterna City to admire the statue that I made that color edit of that's gone wildly viral. Seriously, I see my own picture on my Instagram Explore page like at least once a week. Then I challenged Gardenia for the second badge. Cirrus OHKO'd Turtwig right away. Cherrim took a few hits to KO due to its bulk and some potions.
Oh my goodness.
But Cirrus eventually took it down after only taking one hit. Finally was Roserade, which Cirrus OHKO'd. A terrifyingly close battle, but one that ended in victory.
Close battle? Cirrus was healthy.
Quick side note for those who don't know, whenever I say I OHKO'd something, OHKO is OHKO, which is short for one hit knockout. I took it down using just one attack. With Cut in hand, I could now oust Team Galactic from their own building. On the top floor, I had to battle Jupiter, and James took her Zubat out using just a couple Bubble Beams.
Sick.
In came Skuntank, whose Night Slash did a
Oh my god, I just realized Skuntank's fucking leg is up. How did I not realize this? Its leg is up. That is disgusting. That is nasty. He's ready to spray.
Disturbingly large amount, and my Bubble Beams did disturbingly little.
It's the prime farting position.
James only landed one hit before falling, but this allowed Cirrus to come in and intimidate it. Cirrus repeatedly wing attacked while Skuntank failed to land any poison gases. Finally, Cirrus took it down. Another incredibly difficult battle in this very tough challenge. Once that was done, I decided to head to Wayward Cave. With how difficult of a playthrough challenge this is, I need strong Pokemon. And what Pokemon could be stronger than the strongest trainer's strongest Pokemon? That's right, I wanted Garchomp. All I had to do was make a beeline for the secret segment of Wayward Cave, go in there, and catch a Gibble. But then what happened next? Well, I think it's better to show you than tell you.
Huh?
What? What?
Shiny
oh my God!
Zubat!
I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I have not modded the odds of this game. I just... What?
This is awesome.
Oh my god. And I have it on camera.
Let's
I think I might just huck Pokeballs because it's a Zubat. It's gotta have a high catch rate, right?
Let's go! We're so back!
I named my full 1 in 8,000 odds shiny Zubat Ambush because it was one of the synonyms for surprise on thesaurus.com and I just thought it sounded really cool. After that chaos, I finally did what I intended to do in Wayward Cave and caught a Gibble I later named Kalahari and also biked my way through to get the TM for Earthquake, which is a crazy strong TM to get this early. I began training up Ambush, who shortly evolved into a glorious green Golbat. Alliteration. And then I went to the other side of Wayward Cave to rescue Mira. And in that process, Kalahari evolved into Gabite. After this, I decided to look up Gabite and Garchomp's level up moveset because I wanted to see when they learned a ground type move that was stronger than Sand Tomb. And I was disturbed to see that I didn't get Dig to level 40 and also never got Earthquake by level up. But I just got the Earthquake TM. Might as well use it. I promptly taught Kalahari Earthquake, meaning I had a Gabite with Earthquake before the 3rd gym. This was going to be fun. Before long, it was time for the 3rd gym battle against Fantina. Despite using Ambush to bite my way through the gym trainers, I led with James. I did this because I knew her Duskull knew Will-O-Wisp, and James was my only special attacker who did not care about the burn attack drop. James was burned right away, so clearly I made the right call. My penguin friend took a beating in the process, but he was eventually able to take Duskull down. As she brought in Mismagius, I switched to Ambush. Ambush bit first, flinching Mismagius and preventing a Psybeam. It healed with its berry, but Ambush simply had to bite again to take it down. Finally was Haunter, who barely held on from the first bite and then put Ambush to sleep. She healed while I slept, but then Ambush woke up quickly, biting once more and ending the battle. My unsubscribed nemesis then attacked me in the gate, but with the combined efforts of my powerful team, I took him down no problem. My subsequent journey to Veilstone City was uneventful, and thanks to the power of both Ambush and Cirrus, I felt comfortable immediately challenging Maylene's gym. First, Ambush immediately O-code Metatite. Ambush's next wing attack did about 2/3 to Machoke, but then it fired back with a critical hit Rock Tomb, taking out most of Ambush's health and lowering its speed. Due to my fear of being outsped, I swapped in Kalahari, who after tanking a Rock Tomb was able to take down Machoke with Dragon Rage. In came her ace Lucario, which struck with a powerful Force Palm. Kalahari tanked it though, and fired back with just one Earthquake,
my goat.
taking down Lucario and winning me the battle. After that, I knew my next gym battle up was Crasher Wake, the water-type gym leader. And since I didn't have any grass or electric-type Pokemon, I knew it was time to expand the team. My first order of business was to enter the Great Marsh in an attempt to find a Tangela, which let me tell you was pretty freaking annoying. These things like to flee. After catching as many as I could before running out of Safari Balls, which was only 4, I told you it was...
Fix it. No! Today is the day. We are going to try to end this thing. We are going to try to end this today, guys.
Annoying, I grabbed the strongest one, which I named Tether, and added it to my squad. I did sadly bench Cirrus the Staravia to do this, which was a shame because I quite liked using him, but it didn't make sense to
one of the most broken Pokemon.
Keep him around when I already had Ambush, who I definitely intended to keep around.
That's fair.
I wanted to keep expanding the team though, and the next team member I decided I wanted to use was Gallade. I'm quite fond of Gallade and have used it in playthroughs before, but never in a platinum team. I really wanted it because it's really strong, really cool, and also its fighting type I knew would be very useful. I caught a few male Ralts and Curlias and added the strongest one to my squad named Gallant. After fetching the hidden Dawnstone west of Pastoria and then leveling up Gallant just once so it could become Curlia, I used the Dawnstone to make it a Gallade. And then I spent a long time training it up.
Guys, am I correct? We're back up to 4.5 hours! Midnight Castle, thank you for the 30 gifted. What the heck? What the Helionte? Thank you for the 30. God damn it! Oh, you're stuck with us? No! We're gonna try to end it tomorrow then.
And it was annoying to do because its only attack was Magical Leaf, which is a special attack, not good for a physical attacking Gallade, and I had to get it from like level low 20 something all the way to level 31 to teach it Psycho Cut. So that was dull. But at least there were a bunch of water and ground types to the west of Pastoria for me to KO repeatedly. A lot. I
caught a shiny Vaporeon and named it Poseidon. That's totally fine. Check the date of the visit to see the reason for the video. So is this like a normal playthrough? And it's just him just saying that it's difficult? Is this what I'm getting at?
To train up Tether against the gym trainers, but I forgot about Not Subbed attacking me at the door. And this became my toughest battle with him so far since his team was noticeably higher level than mine. I immediately had to withdraw Tether because he led with Staravia, and I went in with Ambush. Thankfully, Staravia's double team didn't make me miss, so Ambush took it down with a couple hits. In came Ponyta, which James almost O-code as it lowered his defense. Then Ponyta hit back with a crit stomp, which did so much damage, but James held on and finished off Ponyta. Next was Groddle, which took a very long time for Ambush to KO due to it using Withdraw so many times.
Fucking Withdraw, I hate that move.
But it finally got the job done. Last was Buizel, which Tether handily defeated. Let me tell you, that critical hit stomp, meaning a Ponyta almost took out my water type, that made the adrenaline go, ha-ha! I could finally enter the gym to train up Tether, and during that process it learned Ancient Power and evolved into Tangrowth. A little while later, it was time for the gym battle, and it started horrifically. Wake led with Gyarados and I with Tether since I had no electric type. First, it bit me and flinched me. I knew that could be a problem, so after that I started to go for Stun Spores to make Gyarados slower than me. I then missed 3 consecutive Stun Spores, of which the chance to do so is only 1.5%.
That is actually fucking insane. Missing 3 Stun Spores is crazy.
And then flinched on the following turn. Flinch, 3 misses, flinch. I did nothing for the first 5 turns. Finally, I landed a Stun Spore, but I was forced to heal since Tether was down to red HP. I then had to use all of my Ancient Powers, plus a Mega Drain to defeat the Gyarados, since when I got it down to low health, he healed as well. I did not get the Omni Boost any of those times either. Can I just say that in all my Platinum playthroughs over the year, including this incredibly challenging one, the most difficult...
It's not challenging. It's not challenging.
Difficult Pokemon to defeat.
I mean, maybe it is. I think Platinum's a harder game than Diamond and Pearl-ish.
My experience tends to be frickin' Gyaradoses. Do they have a 4 times weakness? Yes, but they tend to be pretty freaking fast and carry ground moves.
Everybody that got gifted a sub from Midnight Castle, please be sure to say thank you to them.
Cyrus, stop using your Gyaradoses. They're very annoying.
Some chatters miss getting a sub. Nah, don't gift 100, please, please, don't, please. I will shit myself.
Gyarados was down, and in came Floatzel. Its Ice Fang did a solid chunk to Tether, but Mega Drain healing allowed it to stay alive for 2 hits and then take out Floatzel with 2 hits. Finally was Quagsire, which was an easy one-shot. The battle was won, but not without its frustrations. What an incredibly difficult challenge this is. My gosh. After some defogging and such...
I know, this might actually be the hardest, challenge I've ever seen.
I made it to Celestic Town.
If someone say a gift 1,000 subs, if somebody gifted 1,000 subs, I will actually cry.
West of town, both James and Ambush reached their final forms after the same battle, which was very exciting. Then it was time to oust Cyrus from the ruins, and immediately I was in trouble. His 3 Pokemon are Sneasel, Golbat, and Murkrow. My only super effective moves for Sneasel were Ancient Power on a Grass type and Metal Claw on a special attacker. My only super effective moves for Golbat were Ancient Power on a Grass type and Psycho Cut on a Fighting type, and then my only super effective move for Murkrow was Ancient Power on a Grass type. He led with Sneasel and I led with Gallant, which forced me to switch to James since Psycho Cut can't hit Sneasel and it was my only attack besides Magical Leaf. Sneasel screeched James twice, dropping it to -4 defense.
That
and
is
James'
horrible.
Bubble Beam did less than half in return.
5 minutes per sub, no, it's
to
3 minutes per sub.
Tether, thinking its bulkiness would save it from the ice moves, but this was wrong. Not only did Ice Punch do more than half, but it froze Tether. I brought back in a refreshed defense James and used Metal Claw this time, which I clearly should have used the first time since it KO'd. In came Golbat and I brought in Gallant. The first Air Cutter did less than half, and Psycho Cut almost O-code. Cyrus healed and I Psycho Cut again, which once again barely did not KO. The next turn I somehow outsped, and that finished the Golbat. Finally was Murkrow, who I brought in Kalahari for. Its Drill Peck did 1 less than half health, and my Dragon Claw did a lot, but it healed with its berry. It Drill Pecked again, but got a better damage roll this time and took down Kalahari. I brought in James, who took a Nightshade, barely did not KO with Bubble Beam, then did KO with Aqua Jet the next turn. The primary lesson from that battle was that, my god, I needed some coverage against flying-type Pokemon. Now that I can surf, I got the Brick Break TM from the Orbird Gate basement.
Team Sky's the #1 enemy.
Finally teaching Gallant a fighting-type move. Not long later, I arrived in Canalave City, where Not Subbed challenged me on the bridge.
Yeah, Pokemon TCG does have status conditions. We have Poison, Burn, Sleep, and Confusion. I think it's just those 4. I don't think we have Freezing. Oh, and paralyzed. We have paralyzed as well.
This battle sucked. His stupid Staraptor got up 6 double teams, and it took me 11 surfs to hit it 1 time. But thankfully, that was all
insane.
I needed. Against Heracross, I of course missed 1 more time with Fly, but the second hit from Ambush defeated it easily. Kalahari easily defeated Rapidash, and Ambush took down the substantially higher level Torterra in a few turns.
That Torterra's a fake boy.
Which Tether easily defeated. I then headed off to Iron Island to do some much needed grinding, and in the process of doing that, well, you're not gonna believe what happened. But I have witnesses because it happened while I was on call with Pokemon 7 and Super Blot, so let's just roll the clip.
Oh my god, another shiny!
Yes! What?
What'd you find?
A Graveler!
Dude, they blew up! Mikey, it's gonna blow up!
No!
I found the shiny Graveler in 4th gen and it blew up on me.
What?
Mikey's going to blow up.
What do I do?
Alright, what level is it?
32
Okay, 32.
in Platinum.
Okay. Yes, it has Magnitude, Self-Destruct, Rollout, and Rock Blast.
Oh my god, are you
Holy
kidding?
shit!
I would start chucking balls.
Bruh, if it blew up, holy moly, I would never play this game again.
Got it?
Like, that's the most logical thing to do because it can blow up. It's in the ball. 1. Broke out. Oh, it shines again every time it breaks out. That's kind of rude.
God.
Magnitude 5. Ultra Ball number 2. 1, 2,
2, 3.
Oh, it broke out! No!
Oh no.
It's
Roll
rolling
out,
out!
chilling
Oh wait,
it,
this is
chilling.
great! It's locked into rollout!
Okay. It says 64, 77. From a level 37, 80 attack and Folion to a very minimum defense level 32.
Okay, so I'm probably fine, but a crit is...
A crit would get.
Your best bet of catching is probably back the ball. Obviously, wrist it.
That's true. All right, I'm metal clawing. It did half.
Okay.
Good. Okay, good.
The next rollout did not miss, so it cannot boom. Ultra Ball.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Yes!
You did it.
I like held my breath there.
Let's go! I named the shiny Graveler Korg at John's suggestion
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Korg.
and evolved
Korg is a cool guy.
it into a shiny Golem not long later. But anyways, Korg became a new staple member of the team, meaning I did bench Kalahari the Gabite. No! Which,
Ow! Oh. No, no, no.
I didn't want to do, but also, this was a full-on shiny, guys. I kind of got to use it. And then,
True.
later that
That
same
is very
day,
true.
while battling alongside Riley, this happened. Hello.
Oh my fucking god. What are the odds? What are the odds?
I got another shiny Graveler. Somehow, I just had to send the ROM file to Nick, aka Superblot, to be like, dude, did I accidentally download a bugged, like one that had boosted odds by accident? He looked at the stuff. He says, no, it's full odds, which I don't understand.
That's insane.
I have never gotten this many
That's
full-on shinies in this short amount of time
crazy.
in my life. So I guess I'm gonna try to catch this. Oh, all right. Well, now the shiny's dead.
No.
This would be upsetting if I didn't already catch one earlier
that's
today.
fair.
So in
Okay.
summation, I got 3 full 1 in 8,000 odds shinies before even having 6 gym badges. I have never, ever gotten more than one shiny before beating the league, and most of those ones that I got were later gen 1 in 4,000 odds shinies, so the ones that are more likely to show up. I have never, ever been this lucky in a playthrough. And to any of you that think I might have cheated these shinies in, why would I cheat in shinies for the most annoying cave Pokemon? One of them being one that could blow itself up and then do the blowing up one a second time. After that chaos, I finally took on the 6th gym leader, Byron. My plan was to Sword Stance sweep with Gallant. I set up the Sword Stance, but then of course the Magneton paralyzed Gallant on the one turn where it had the chance to.
Of course
Gallant
it
was
did.
able to take Magneton down, but it being low health and slower than Steelix allowed said Steelix to KO Gallant, ending my Sword Stance sweep hopes. I brought in Korg, who
Rip.
Earthquaked, lived a Flash Cannon, and Earthquaked again to KO Steelix. Finally was Bastiodon, which Korg defeated in one hit. The badge was mine. Next, I had to
Hell
battle
yeah.
Saturn at the exploded Lake Valor. This battle was uneventful, and Korg dealt with his team relatively easily. Next was the battle with Mars at Lake Verity, and this was also mostly uneventful. Gallant swept through her team with little issue. I then began my journey to the Great White North, and caught a few Sneasels in the process. I really wanted Weavile on my team, since not only is it really fast and really strong, but also its stab combination of Dark
So
and Ice would help out with
disgusting.
a lot of the upcoming battles, like many members of Cyrus's team, Bertha's team, Lucian's team, and half of Cynthia's team, including her toughest members, Garchomp and Togekiss. Unfortunately, after catching a
Disgusting!
few Sneasels, I realized that I wouldn't be able to use one quite yet. The soonest Razor Claw is a hidden item in Cyrus's office in the Galactic Hideout, but even then, I could not train up my Sneasel just as a Sneasel. That's because
man.
Weavile, and only Weavile, learns Night Slash at level 35. Meaning if I trained a Sneasel up past that, I would miss Night Slash. Therefore, I made the call to postpone using Weavile until I had the Razor Claw in hand, and then catch a Sneasel that was level 33 or 34 to make absolutely sure that my Weavile would learn Night Slash. It was then time to take on Candace, the 7th gym leader. While James handled Sneasel and Piloswine easily, Abomasnow couldn't be KO'd in one hit, allowing it to get big damage with Focus Blast. James got the
Yeah,
KO,
damn.
but then came Frostlass. Since I wanted to try and feel cool by not using any potions, I let James go down, figuring that my other 4 Pokemon could easily handle Frostlass. This was a mistake. I made the severe oversight that the entire rest of my team was weak to Frostlass's 2 stab types, Ghost and Ice, which allowed it to sweep through all of them and lose me the battle. Can I get a hail? No.
Yeah!
I just want to say,
Hell yeah!
if I had had Sneasel, I would have been fine. But no, there's gotta be this weird, stupid moveset thing where only Weavile gets Night Slash at level 35 and Sneasel doesn't. Also, only Sneasel gets Ice Shard at level 49, Weavile doesn't, which means it's impossible to have a Weavile with both Night Slash and Ice Shard in Platinum without using a Heart Scale, which is stupid and ridiculous, and I hate it! My apologies.
Real.
Clearly, this very difficult challenge was chipping away at part of my sanity. But I was not about to give in. I immediately challenged Candace again, leading with Gallant to preserve James for Frostlass. Gallant dealt with Sneasel easily, and then I brought in James to fight Frostlass. While it was much easier this time due to it not getting the Snow Cloak boost due to no hail, it still took several turns to take it down due to double team. Eventually though, James was
Jesus
able to do it and
Christ.
take down the Ice Demon Woman thing. James then took down
Ice
Piloswine.
demon woman thing. I wasn't paying attention. What's this gym leader's name? Candace dick fit in your mouth. Please don't click off of my stream. I'm sorry.
Then did big damage to Abomasnow before falling to Focus Blast and Hail. Gallant came back in to finish it off, and the badge was mine. This time, hail yeah. After
Hell
battling my way
yeah.
through the Galactic Hideout, I had my second chance to face Cyrus. Gallant easily took down Sneasel while Korg took down Crobat. Honchkrow confused Korg and I got unlucky with self-hits, So I swapped to James, whose recently taught Ice Beam took down Honchkrow. I then grabbed the hidden Razor Claw and dispatched Saturn with ease. It was
We're
then
so
time for
bad.
me to get my Weavile. I caught several more Sneasels since the first few I caught weren't good enough.
My
and once I found
God.
this adamant one, I was very pleased. I named it
that's a good
Devios to
one.
make the word devious sound like a cool Roman name. A short while later, I evolved it into Weavile and taught it Ice Punch at the move tutor west of Pastoria. After a bit of training, I made my way up to Mount Coronet to Spear Pillar, having left Tether in the box due to needing an HM mule. At the top, Not Subbed and I took down Mars and Jupiter without a single one of our Pokemon fainting or switching out. Swords Dance, mwah. Beautiful move. Can't believe
Heck
I never
yeah.
used boosting moves as a child. Also, it was really nice to have Brick Break up against the two Bronzors, which just kept trying to use Reflect and Light Screen, and I just break him every time. After navigating my way through the Let's Flex about the weird stuff and cool graphics we can do on a DS world,
That
it was time for the
crazy.
infamously
My God,
difficult battle with
this
Cyrus.
was my favorite part of Pokemon Platinum. I love the distortion world so much. It was so much fun.
One of the battles that makes this challenge so insanely tough to complete. James took down Houndoom after taking a hit. Then came Gyarados, in my opinion, his toughest Pokemon. I left in my special
Go
attack
Team Sky!
James to eat the Intimidate. I then switched to Ambush to avoid the incoming Earthquake. Both of our attacks were 3-hit KOs, and since Ambush was faster, that meant I had the upper hand. Unfortunately, my second fly missed, so Ambush fell. I brought in Devios to outspeed and finish off the Gyarados, but Cyrus healed. Ice Punch landed and froze Gyarados though, which was incredible, and it forced him to switch to his own Weavile. I swapped to Gallant to deal with the Weavile.
Oh my
Devios came back in
jeez.
to deal with Honchkrow, and then he brought back in the Dosicle, and I brought in Gallant to set up Sword Stance after the Intimidate. This allowed Gallant to finish it off, and then finally was his
Rip.
Crobat, which I defeated with a couple Rock Slides from Korg. Next was Giratina, and I simply threw the Master Ball at it. I didn't intend to use Giratina on my team since I'd grown quite attached to the team of 6 that I already had. Plus,
Fair.
I didn't need the Master Ball for another shiny. Because if I found another shiny in this run, I did not deserve to catch it. The next event of note was the final gym battle against Volkner. While Korg
Oh my
was
God,
able to
he's
handle
so
Jolteon
hot.
no problem, a critical hit Focus Blast from Raichu
What?
OHKO'd it, meaning my one ground type was down after only KOing one
That's so
Pokemon in the
unfortunate.
electric type battle. There may have been some obscenities yelled. I'm telling you, it's a tough challenge. I brought in Tether, but Raichu's Signal Beam did too much, and Grass Knot did too little. I brought in Gallant, whose high special defense tanked Raichu's attacks very well. I set up Sword Stance and took down Raichu. In came Electivire, who outsped Gallant, but Gallant the Legend lived with 1 HP and OHKO'd Electivire right back. This allowed
No
me to
way,
heal
where's
against
Cosmos Shield
Luxray,
later?
then OHKO it
Bye.
right
Thank you for the 30
afterward,
gifted.
winning me the battle. Gallant the Gallade and his dancing swords were really saving my butt. I got
Oh
through
my
the victory
God.
road with some feints, but nothing super dire. Then had my final battle with Not Subbed at the League. Staraptor's close combat did a ton of damage to James, but it ensured my next Ice Beam would OHKO. Then Devios easily OHKO'd Torterra, Ambush easily OHKO'd Heracross, and Tether easily 2-hit KO'd Floatzel. Korg then Quick
Oh,
Claw
hell yeah.
outsped Rapidash and OHKO'd it. Then Gallant finished the battle by taking down Snorlax. That means every team member got a KO, so you know, that's fun. I then
That's
spent some
pretty
time
sick.
grinding up my team and improving their movesets, but once I was done with that, it was time for the final stretch of this incredibly difficult challenge, the Sinnoh Pokemon League. First was Aaron,
Oh my
and this battle went
Jesus.
smoothly. Ambush took down Yanmega, Heracross, and Vespiquen, while Korg took out Drapion and Gallant took out Scizor. Next was Bertha, and this battle also went smoothly. While Devios took out Gliscor, Tether handled the rest of her team, mainly using super powerful grass nuts due to how heavy most of her Pokemon are. Next was Flint though, the Elite Four member that I was the most concerned about. All of his Pokemon are definitely faster than Korg
kind of scary. That fucking Inferno.
the Golem and could definitely OHKO it with a Solar Beam, and James's water moves would be nerfed by the sun. James also does not resist fire, and a lot of Flint's Pokemon had coverage for it. I wasn't sure if Korg and James, my two Pokemon whose stab attacks were super effective against fire, would be able to beat Flint. So I just swept with Gallant. Since I knew his Houndoom
Fair.
didn't have Will-O-Wisp, I was free to set up Sword Stance on turn 1 while it set up the Sun. Gallant then obliterated Houndoom, then Rapidash. Infernape came in and outsped, doing big sun-boosted damage with Flare Blitz,
Holy
but
shit.
Gallant held on, answering with a devastating Psycho Cut. Then all Gallant had to do was outspeed an Oko, Flareon, and Magmortar to win me the battle in a very fun way. The final Elite Four member was Lucian. Right off the bat, Devios took down Mr. Mime. He immediately brought in Gallade, and I brought in Ambush. This was dangerous since Ambush is weak to Psychic, but thankfully Ambush was faster, landed its fly, and KO'd the Gallade with it. Devios then handled Espeon and Alakazam, while Gallant used Sword Stance to Oko the Bronzong since I had no fire moves. Then finally, it was time for the Cynthia battle.
Oh
the
my
toughest
God.
battle of the
Oh, my wife!
toughest playthrough challenge I've ever done. Victory was so close I could taste it, but I still had to defeat her. James took on Spiritomb first, since he resisted all of its attacks. It took some hits and healing on her part, but eventually James took it down. Next was Garchomp, and thankfully Devios did its job, outspeeding and knocking it out in one hit. Next was Lucario,
and you're
who
4
Gallant
levels
close combated
underleveled.
into oblivion. Next was the dreaded Togekiss, which Devios ice punched. This thing had to have lived on literally 1 HP, and that allowed it to fire back with a 4 times super effective Aura Sphere. I brought in Korg on the turn she healed, and risked an inaccurate but very powerful Stone Edge, and this stupid Togekiss barely survived again.
my
The next turn I clicked Rock
God.
Slide, certain I was doomed, but Korg barely held on from the Aura Sphere, landing its Rock Slide and taking Togekiss down. Ambush then easily handled Roserade, and finally Tether landed a critical hit Grass Knot on my Lodic, winning me the battle. With this glorious team that really needs to work on their Mike Wazowski posing, I completed the toughest playthrough
Fucking shiny Crobat.
challenge I've ever attempted. Gallant the Gallade was
Wow, this was very difficult.
absolutely the MVP. The amount of times Sword Stance either saved my butt from a sticky situation or just won me the battle outright was many, and it was so fun. Thanks so much for watching, and an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon who are helping support my channel independent of fluctuating
yeah.
YouTube ad rates. If you want to help support me the same way, the link is in the description below. Also, if you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. All right, that's all I have for now. So until next time, give hands.
Got
Happy
a
April
cat.
Fools.
Oh. Wait, oops.
So a month ago,
I didn't mean to
maybe
press
2
this.
months ago.
I was gonna be like, gotta catch him. Oh. I wasn't expecting the April Fools. Oh my God. Yeah, that was insanely difficult. I could never. I literally could never. That was like the most difficult platinum playthrough I have ever seen. Holy, what a trooper. What a trooper. Oh. Alrighty, gamers. We have one more video for the react portion of today's stream. This one's actually been requested quite a few times. This one is the I discovered rare Pokemon I thought were gone. I don't know what he means by that. However, I guess that's why we have to watch this video. So, I discovered rare Pokemon I thought were gone by MandJTV.
I thought my oldest Pokemon were dead. I started playing Pokemon with Ruby version, obtained alongside a Game Boy Advance SP on my 9th birthday in 2003.
Oh, is this baby Mikey?
Over the course of the next few years, I would also get Leaf Green and Emerald when they came out, along with Fire Red and Sapphire at some point within that span.
Good choices.
I still have all the original cartridges, as evidenced by Michael Groth written on the back of them with varying degrees of fadedness, done by my mother to keep my brother and I from arguing over which cartridge belonged to whom. But while the cartridges are still here, the original save files are not. Ruby has a save
That's so
file I started a
sad.
couple years ago when I bought a Game Boy Advance SP to replace my original one that I foolishly sold as a young teenager. Whatever was on that Ruby file wasn't significant, so I just wiped it to start a new one. Sapphire has a completed file from a character named Brendan, but I don't know when I completed it. Both Fire Red and Leaf Green have files with only 3 badges, with characters named Ash and Andre, neither of which I remember playing myself.
Why Andre? What? I'm just curious. Why Andre?
Finally, Emerald had a save file with 8 badges right before the Victory Road, and I don't remember when I played it, but I would assume when I was older because I had a Salamence, something I doubt I would do as a little kid.
I see.
In short, the save files of my first playthroughs of these games are long gone. The only Pokemon preserved from these games was my first ever shiny, a Fearow I aptly named Shiny that safely resides in Pokemon Home. All of my other original Gen 3 Pokemon were lost.
Oh.
Or so I thought. Greetings, PikuKens, Michael here, and this is the story of how I discovered a treasure trove of some of my oldest Pokemon, and the resulting quest to discover their origins.
Wait, this is it's like a trip to memory lane. Wait, this is actually kind of wholesome.
This all started because recently I set up my GameCube and Wii U on a spare TV in my house. I wanted to play some Mario Kart Double Dash to see if my skills in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would transfer to the first Mario Kart I ever had. They don't. Double Dash is hard. But then one day as I was poking around my backlog of games, one in particular caught my eye. Pokemon Box, Ruby, and Sapphire. You all are likely already familiar with Pokemon Home, the modern Pokemon storage game, which is really more of a utility software. It can hold on to Pokemon from every generation except the Gen 1 and 2 cartridges, and can be used to move Pokemon from previous systems onto the Switch, then from one Switch game to another. Its predecessor was Pokemon Bank, a 3DS software that served the same purpose.
I remember Pokemon Bank.
It is still used to move Pokemon from the 3DS to Pokemon Home, but you had to have downloaded it before the 3DS eShop shut down earlier this year. If you didn't do that,
you were screwed.
Well, you still can, but you'll have to drink up me hearties yo-ho if you catch my drift. Home and Bank are probably the most well-known Pokemon storage softwares now, but there were some that came before. Prior to Bank was My Pokemon Ranch for the Wii.
I love this game!
One that involved putting your Pokemon into chibi model form and letting them run around a ranch with a me caretaker.
I love that, holy fuck.
This one. But it had issues. The biggest one is that Pokemon can only be withdrawn from the ranch by using the same save file as the one that put them on there originally. So since I don't have my original Diamond save file anymore, I assumed those Pokemon were all lost. I now know I could have gotten them off by using less than authorized methods, but prior to learning that, I thought they were gone forever, so I donated the Wii to an old folks home. So it's a bummer I'll never get those Pokemon back.
Hey, the old folks can enjoy the Pokemon there, though.
But at least the seniors get to do more bowling. But before even My Pokemon Ranch was Pokemon Box, Ruby, and Sapphire. It has an adventure mode where you
did not know about this because this was not my time.
Can play your Ruby or Sapphire game on the TV screen using the GameCube controller, but its main purpose is storage. Despite its name, it can interact with and store Pokemon from all 5 Gen 3 handheld games, and it has a capacity for 1,500 Pokemon.
That's a lot.
Which, might I say, is comically absurd. That's 1,500 Pokemon. The Ruby Sapphire Hoendex is only a little over 200.
That's a lot of fuck-ass Pokemon.
And the game itself can hold 420 Pokemon.
That is so many!
Plus the 6 in your party. 1,500 plus 426 is 1,926 Pokemon. That's like catching every Pokemon in the Hoendex 10 times. Why? It becomes more reasonable when you know that it can store Pokemon from the other Gen 3 games too, but it came out before those games did. Anyways, I wanted to see if I had any Pokemon left on Box, because I hadn't opened it in a really long time. I had no idea what was on there, and the idea of finding some really old Pokemon of mine excited me. I plugged in my Ruby Sapphire style GameCube memory card that came with Pokemon Box, then booted it up. I was greeted with Box's remix of the Ruby Sapphire title theme, which slaps.
Hey, that's pretty sick.
Then click Go to Pokemon Box. I'm then prompted to connect a Game Boy Advance with a Pokemon cartridge to the GameCube using the GBA GameCube link cable. I think a big reason why I didn't look at Box in, gosh, I would estimate a decade and a half, is that I didn't have the hardware. As I mentioned, I sold my Game Boy Advance SP when I was an early teenager, and I didn't buy a new one until 2019. Then I didn't buy the connecting cable until early 2020 to make my The Longest Journey a Pokemon Can Take video, and I didn't look at Box during that process. And where I live now is my first time setting up my GameCube since I made that video 3 years ago. So I do as it
Holy.
instructs and turn on my Game Boy Advance, and after a bit of connecting, it tells me I have to save at a Pokemon Center. I'm guessing it's to prevent you from removing any Pokemon in your party that have HMs, and then end up trapping you in the field. If you're in a Pokemon Center, you can just get a different Pokemon from the box. So once I fix that and try it again, the box screen appears on the GBA, and it tells me that I can turn it off. Older games have their technical quirks, but it is wild to me that I could operate Pokemon Box with the Game Boy Advance just off. I'm greeted by Bridget, the older sister of Lanette, the PC developer in Hoenn.
I remember her. She had a really good card in the X and Y meta.
This is actually the same Bridget from Pokemon Bank just earlier in time, and this was the game that she was introduced in. My only options besides saving and exiting are of course arrange boxes, but then also showcase, a goofy mode where you can make little stages of Pokemon. It's pretty lame, to be honest. But of course what I really care about are what Pokemon are in the boxes. And it was a lot more than I expected. Boxes 1 through 3 were mostly
Holy
full,
shit.
but then box 4 had just some Pokemon, so I'd say around 3 boxes or 180 total. The first
That's
thing
a
I noticed
lot.
was that several Pokemon not available in Ruby and Sapphire were present, meaning that Pokemon from Fire Red, Leaf Green, and maybe Emerald were all on here. I didn't see any mythical event Pokemon yet, but that wasn't really
Yet?
surprising. Events back in Gen 3 required in-person attendance, which is something I didn't do. I was 10. Only 2 legendary Pokemon were present, an Articuno and a Suicune, and I found
Okay.
only 2 starters, a Venusaur and a Charizard, barely over their evolution levels, indicating that they were extra starters evolved for the Pokedex. I then
I
began to
see.
scroll through the Pokemon, paying close attention to their OTs, original trainer, and ID numbers. Some were caught by Justin, the name of my younger brother. Others were caught by Lance, what I assume is an in-game name either Justin or I used in a not first playthrough of Ruby. I know it has to be Ruby since I found both Zangoose and Solrock, and those are Ruby exclusives. The OT of
Interesting.
Alex also appeared, and it seemed to be the same thing. One of us played another playthrough as a girl, but in Sapphire version, since some of Alex's Pokemon were Lunatone and Seviper. There were a few standout Pokemon though. Pokemon where they had different OTs, and those OTs only appeared once. Mimey and the Mr. Mime from Rayleigh, Mr. Nido the Nidoran from Sage, Zinx the Jinx from Dante, and Shading the Farfetch'd from Alyssa. I was confused at first, but then realized
these
these
people?
are all Fire Red, Leaf Green in-game trade Pokemon, with Mr. Nido being Leaf Green specific. And that's when it hit me. It's not that just some of the Pokemon here were not from Ruby and Sapphire. Most of them were not from Ruby Sapphire. And a bunch of them all had the same original trainer name, Mike. That intrigued me, because I always name myself after myself in my first playthrough of a new game. It's varied between Michael, Mike, and Mikey over the years, but in my first playthrough of the game, it's always my own name. Another thing I noticed is that almost all of these Mike Pokemon had nicknames. I've gone through different phases with nicknaming over the course of my Pokemon career, and my current phase is I nickname Pokemon that I use, but not Pokemon I just catch for the
I
decks.
see.
But when I started Pokemon back in Gen 3, I nicknamed basically every Pokemon I caught, and eventually stopped doing that because it got tedious, but in the earliest days, everything was nicknamed. So the OT of Mike and the fact that they all had nicknames made me realize that much of the Pokemon in this box could be from my first ever playthrough of Leaf Green.
Oh
when the
my
game came
God.
out almost
What a treasure trove if that's the case.
20 years ago. The possibility of this was super exciting, and I needed a way to confirm
That's
it.
insane.
I wasn't sure at first, but then I remembered Shiny the Fearow. I still have a Pokemon from that original playthrough. So I opened up Shiny's info in Pokemon Home and saw it had the OT of Mike and the ID number of 14619. The Pokemon in this box file matched that exactly. I had found dozens of Pokemon from my first ever playthrough of
That's
Kanto.
so
I couldn't believe it. I thought all those
cool.
Pokemon except for Shiny the Fearow were gone. This was insanely cool to discover, but there was one Pokemon that made me a bit more emotional than the rest. Several unknown were in the box, all with goofy names that included their letter in some way, such as Unknown A with the A in Michael capitalized. But one of them, Unknown D, was named Dado.
Oh.
My dad passed away in 2006 when I was 11 years old, and Dado is what I called him from birth up until not
Wait, this is so sad.
that long before he passed away, which means that I caught this unknown and named it after him while he was still alive. And I think it's really special that I stumbled upon this Pokemon that honors his memory.
Oh, that's so nice, but so sad.
Probably would have honored his memory a bit more if I had named like an Arcanine or a Dragonite after him, but I'm sure he'd still be flattered. Some other notable Pokemon from my original Leaf Green are a level 64 Parasect named Killer, a level 5 Beldum, not obtainable in Fire Red and Leaf Green, meaning I somehow got an egg over to it, and a level 5 Swablu named Cotton Ball, which knows False Swipe. This is not normally possible, but Box gives you gift eggs at certain deposited Pokemon milestones, and the first one is a Swablu with False Swipe, a move that it normally cannot learn. This one in particular must have been given at the start and seems to have been hatched in my Leaf Green. Additionally, I took a closer look at the Justin Pokemon, all of which had matching ID numbers, and there were 6 of them in total. Quagsire, Electabuzz, Cloyster, Arbok, Kangaskhan, and Psyduck. It occurred to me that every single one of these, except Kangaskhan, is a Fire Red exclusive. As you might imagine, when two brothers are playing Pokemon at the same time, I played one while he played the other. So I played Leaf Green, he played Fire Red. That leads me to believe that these Pokemon were caught in his Fire Red version, then traded to me so I could complete the Pokedex. There were some other Mike Pokemon that confused me though, because their ID numbers didn't match the others. This was the case for an Ampharos named Thundro, a Miltank caught in a Master Ball named Dairang, whatever that means, and the Suicune I mentioned earlier named Hydro 2. The only place in the 5 mainline Pokemon games where you can get Mareep and Miltank is the Emerald Safari Zone extension. While the Ampharos maybe could have been bred, the Miltank could not have been caught in a Master Ball. As for Suicune, it can be caught in Fire Red Leaf Green, but only if you start with Charmander. I played Leaf Green using Blastoise, so while it's technically possible that I did another Fire Red Leaf Green playthrough with the trainer named Mike, I have no memory of doing so. In short, these 3 Pokemon don't make sense coming from mainline Pokemon games. And that's because they didn't. They came from Colosseum. Pokemon Colosseum is a spin-off Pokemon game where you steal shadow Pokemon from other people in order to purify them. I have a video where I do a deep dive into the game, but I also talk about it in my longest journey a Pokemon can take video. I know these 3 Pokemon are from Colosseum not only because obtaining them in the main games is wildly less likely, but also because their data all makes sense. All 3 have a ribbon, and shadow Pokemon get a ribbon upon being purified. Ampharos is above the level you snag the Shadow Flaffy at, while Suicune and Miltank are exactly the level you snag them at. And it explains the Master Ball on Miltank. It was being a jerk and I wanted it out of the way. See, I've hated Miltank ever since I was a little child. But
the fucking history of the Miltank hate is crazy.
Note, if you ever play Colosseum, use your Master Ball on the Metagross, that has the lowest catch rate. While I can't confirm it like I can for the Leaf Green Pokemon, the trainer name being Mike for these former Shadow Pokemon implies that these could be from my first ever playthrough of Colosseum. Although I don't know why I would name the Suicune Hydro 2, so maybe not. Then one final Pokemon of note in this box file, foreshadowing, was a Magneton.
Another one?
It was level 32 and named Polzo, and this Magneton has an ID number not found anywhere else in the box file, and an OT of Michael, all caps. As evidenced by the character names for the Leaf Green Pokemon and Colosseum Pokemon, I tended not to follow the Gen 3 naming convention of having names all caps, except the first time, I think. I can't be 100% certain, but I think there's a high likelihood that I named my character in my first ever playthrough of Ruby, Michael all caps, which is what this Magneton's OT name is. Magneton is found in New Mauville in Ruby version, which means that this Magneton, Polzo, could be the last surviving Pokemon from my first ever Pokemon playthrough. But I can't say for sure yet. It's also found in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and Sapphire, and Emerald, so I need to do more digging. Speaking of Emerald, I also found this ladybug named Mr. Buggy, which is an objectively amazing name. This ladybug is one found in the post-game Safari Zone area of Pokemon Emerald based on its Pokeball, and the original trainer is Crash. I'm less certain about this, but I do have a faint memory of naming one of my characters Crash, and since this ladybug was caught in Emerald and its OT is Crash, This ladybug could be from my first Emerald playthrough, where I maybe named myself Crash. In short, I definitely found Pokemon from my first Leaf Green playthrough, and
You gonna switch to you? I have a switch to you.
From my first Ruby and Emerald playthrough. I needed to do more digging to solve those mysteries, but before I could do that, I still had more discoveries to make. You see, all I've discussed so far is the box file that was on the memory card that came with the game. But I have 2 other GameCube memory cards. This white one is one that I bought within the last few years, but this black one is the first one that we ever had. You can imagine my surprise when I booted up the GameCube's menu to see that the only thing on it was another file of Pokemon box. There was more treasure to be found. I swapped in the card, booted up the game the same way, and found about 2 more boxes total of Pokemon.
That's
Immediately,
crazy.
I noticed several eggs, which I would definitely be hatching. And as I flipped through box 1, every single Pokemon had the original trainer of Sarah. Remember how I mentioned sometimes my brother and I would replay these games, but call ourselves a different character and occasionally play as a girl? Well, Sarah was one of those playthroughs, specifically of Sapphire, because there was a Lunatone that Sarah caught. Now, I don't know whether this was me or my brother. Oh, there's a Rayquaza only being used for HMs. Well, that's pretty lame. I hope it wasn't me, but it probably was since I started with Ruby. I don't know if we'll ever know. The first box was all Sarah Pokemon until I got to this Jumpluff. This mysterious Jumpluff. The OT is all caps Michael, but the ID number doesn't match the Magneton from the other file. It has a ribbon, which could indicate that it's from Colosseum since Skiploom is a shadow Pokemon, but it doesn't match the name or ID of the Suicune, Ampharos, and Miltank. Additionally, you can find Wild Hoppip in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and XD Pokemon Colosseum sequel. Like Magneton, I'll need to remove it from box in order to solve its mystery. I scrolled through the rest of box 1, all of which were Sarah's Pokemon, including a why not just named Asshole.
What the fuck? What could have compelled him or his brother or whoever it was to name the why not asshole?
This prompted me to message my brother, and well, we think it was him. Box 2 was still prompted me to.
Random question: do you ever remember playing a file of Sapphire with the character named Sarah? Very vaguely, why?
Message my brother, and well, we think it was him. Box 2 was still mostly Sarah's Pokemon, but it had way more that were not. A Justin Armaldo, which does not match the ID number of his Fire Red Pokemon, so could be from his first Sapphire playthrough. Another box gift False Swipe Swablu hatched in the Sarah game. A Magikarp from my Leaf Green. A different ID Justin, Swablu, and Ariados, which are former Shadow Pokemon from one of his Colosseum playthroughs, based on their levels and ribbons. A Duking Metacham, which is an in-game trade Pokemon as a Metatite from Pokemon XD, a Trapinch belonging to Crash, another potential Pokemon from my first Emerald playthrough, a Daryl Delcatty named Skittit, terrible name, which is an in-game trade from Ruby and Sapphire, and to my shock, a Mew. I'll talk more about the Mew in a minute, but real quick, let me cover the Pokemon in box 3. There were only 9. 1 was an egg, 6 were Sarah Pokemon, 1 was a Politoed from my Leaf Green, and 1 was a Roselia with the OT Mike, but not matching the ID number for Leaf Green or Colosseum. And Roselia is not catchable in Colosseum anyways. So with all the Pokemon discovered, I have 4 mysteries to solve. The origin of Polzo the Michael Magneton, the origin of the different Michael Jumpluff, the origin of the Mike Roselia, and what is this freaking Mew? Let's dive into the Mew first. Its OT is NYC, and its ID number is 01234. Clearly not randomly generated.
That's crazy.
So it must be an event Pokemon. But I don't remember going to any events in Gen 3, so...
NYC, maybe it's from New York City. Nintendo store? I don't know. Was it even open then?
Could I have gotten it in a trade? The first thing I did was check Cerebi and Bulbapedia's event databases, but no Mew like this appeared. So I took to Google searching 01234 NYC Mew, and oddly enough, I got results. Across Game FAQs, Smogon, PokeBeach, and Twitter, other people were asking about this exact same Mew. Some got answers saying it was hacked since it's not in the event databases. But if it's not legitimate, why do random people across the internet have the same one? Then I thought about it for a bit, and I remembered. A Game Shark. Back in the old days, if we wanted to hack a game, we used an action replay or a Game Shark. Things you could just buy at the store and inputted codes that hacked the game. Walk through walls, stealing Pokemon, whatever. Many people lost Pokemon to corrupted save files, but
I was a victim.
one thing they could successfully do was
Maybe not on Game Shark, but I was a victim of a corrupted save file from Action Replay. Yep.
generate Pokemon. So I did a bit more digging, and I found this video. In November of 2009, Quake's GameSpot made a video demonstrating how to use a cheat code in a ROM to generate a Mew with the OT NYC and the ID of 01234. The codes used in emulators today are almost always the same as codes used in physical Action Replay or Game Sharks back in the day. So that means either me or my brother, along with several others on the internet, put probably this same code into one of these devices and generated this Mew. So unfortunately, the Mew is not legitimate. But now for the other three: Polzo the Magneton, the Jumpluff, and the Roselia. The first thing I did was open Pokemon Home on my phone and search via the OT filter, a convenient
I forgot that was an app on the phone.
feature where it will list all the OTs for Pokemon in your home and include the ID number. Simply clicking one brings up all the Pokemon from that OT. I looked for any that matched Polzo the Magneton or the Jumpluff and didn't find any. But to my shock, I did find one for Roselia. It was just one Pokemon, a Kingdra named Roy. Oddly, it says it was met on July 21st, 2014, which didn't make sense, but then I realized that was the date it was moved into Pokemon Bank. My shiny Pharaoh has the same date. This told me something, but not enough. To learn more, I needed to remove these Pokemon from box. I connected my Sapphire, grabbed Polzo the Magneton, and I can't withdraw it. It turns out that box has certain requirements for withdrawing a Pokemon that a specific save file did not deposit. The requirements vary from game to game, but all of them require you to have registered 100 Pokemon in your Pokedex, which I had not done for any of my games. Now, I could have just caught about 25 more Pokemon on my Sapphire, but I opted to meet those requirements with Emerald. I was right before the league anyways, and since it was the last Gen 3 mainline game, I figured it could give me the most information about caught locations and so forth. So I began that process in Emerald, getting through the Victory Road, fighting the league, mainly using Bellydrum Hariyama, entering the Hall of Fame, and got up to 100 Pokemon owned. This took a while. But the Johto expansion of the Safari Zone helped me speed up the process. After a few hours, that was complete, and I tried again to withdraw Polzo the Magneton, and success! I could bring it into my Emerald file. So I brought in Magneton plus several other Pokemon, and then swapped box files and brought in Jumpluff, Roselia, a few other Pokemon, and all of the eggs. I then opened up Emerald and checked Polzo's summary, excited to see that its obtained location was in a trade. Well, that's a bummer. I thought it would give me more detailed location info. But then I scrolled to the next Pokemon, Datto the Unknown, and it did give me location info. Extremely specific info. It said the specific Lip 2 chamber. Why didn't Polzo have that info? I kept scrolling and saw that the Roselia was met at Route 117, where Roselia is normally found, which unfortunately didn't tell me much about which game it came from. Jumpluff was met at level 5 on Route 104, a route where it is not found in the wild, meaning it was hatched from an egg. Whatever that Michael save file was, it seems I somehow ended up with a Hoppip egg, and then hatched it, and evolved it all the way to Jumpluff. Probably going through the Pokemon League to do so because it had a Hoenn Champion ribbon. But I was still confused about Polzo. Why did it not have location info?
Where the heck did it come from?
Then I looked at some of the other Pokemon I brought into Emerald, and I figured out why. I had also brought in the former Shadow Pokemon I found, and like Magneton, they all said obtained in a trade. I checked Polzo's ribbons, and lo and behold, it had a purified Shadow Pokemon ribbon. To my shock, Polzo didn't come from Ruby or Sapphire, Fire Red or Leaf Green or Emerald. It came from XD. There is a Shadow Magneton available in XD that has the same moves and around the same level as Polzo the Magneton. The name was all caps Michael because that's the default name for the XD protagonist. So I just clicked that instead of clicking new name because I thought it was cool that my name was the default. So Polzo the Magneton is not from my first Ruby playthrough, but it seems to be from my first XD playthrough, which is
That's
still pretty darn
crazy.
cool. As for the eggs, almost every single one was a trico, which made sense considering the several level 5 tricos already in the box file. But the final egg, one described as obtained at the nice place, was a zigzagoon that knows extreme speed. This is actually the
Oh my god, what the heck?
second box gift egg Pokemon, obtained when depositing at least 100 Pokemon into the box. But as for Jumpluff and Roselia, I still couldn't be completely sure where they came from. I eventually remembered that Roselia was not catchable in Emerald, so it, along with Roy the Kingdra, had to be from Ruby or Sapphire. Jumpluff was harder to tell though, but I thought Emerald was more likely. Ruby and Sapphire did not have the National Pokedex, so I didn't really see why I would evolve a Hoppip all the way up into a Jumpluff in a game where I wouldn't get any dex entries for it. It became clear that while I knew these two Pokemon were created in Gen 3 Hoenn games, I couldn't know which games specifically using official methods. So their mystery would remain unsolved. Or would it? You see, by using less than sanctioned methods, I can figure out which precise game these
Monkey D. Luffy?
Pokemon were created in. I just have to get them onto my Switch. So I grabbed Jumpluff and Roselia, plus Datto the Unknown,
Did we have
Polzo the
to Monkey D. Luffy this?
Magneton, Thundro the Ampharos, and Freezy the Articuno, and migrated them to Pal Park in Platinum. After catching them there, I used the Transporter Lab in my Black 2 to move them to Gen 5. Then using Poke Transporter on the 3DS, I got them into Pokemon Bank, then moved them from Bank to Home. Once on Home, I moved them to my Brilliant Diamond. I know, gross, but it's the only Switch game that both of them can go into. And traded them
Oh my god, BDSB always be catching strays from Mikey.
to a different Switch that is, well, different, and is one that allowed me to look more deeply into the save data. So I went through that process and looked at the info on Roselia, and it was from Ruby. And then Jumpluff was also from Ruby. Oh.
Oh.
Huh. Gotta say, didn't predict they would both be from Ruby. Thought I would have only played through Ruby using a Michael variation name one time. Apparently not. But what this does mean is that while both of them are not from my first Ruby playthrough, one of them probably is. I don't know which one. We just don't know. And I now have no way to tell because I do not remember how exactly I formatted my name in my first playthrough of Ruby. So in the end, while I can't say with certainty that I have this specific Pokemon from my first ever Pokemon playthrough, I probably have one or two, and I definitely have a bunch of Pokemon from my second. So, in the end,
hell yeah,
I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. Don't forget to pick up some Team Sky gear or the cool new Mighty Desk Mat at MandJTVmerch.com, and thank you so much for watching. With an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon, who are helping support my channel independent of fluctuating YouTube ad rates. If you want to help support me in the same way, the link's in the description below. But that is all I have for now. So until next time, big fans. Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Man, that was actually such a fun video. Going down memory lane is always a great time, which makes me wish that I was able to save my old save files, but my old like game cartridges from like Diamond and Pearl and stuff, they're gone. I have no idea where they're at. They're somewhere, maybe thrown away. I have no idea. They are Gone gone. Is that how you spell gone? Gone? Man. Datto is such a heartwarming moment. It is. What a fun time. That was a great video. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Gone. It's actually spelled G-A-W-N. He has a hacked Switch, but doesn't have a hacked DS or 3DS. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't really look into those stuff. Like, I actually have legitimate hardware, so I'm not too familiar with like all the hacking and stuff. Anyways, that's it for the reacting portion of the stream. We're gonna go do some shiny hunting in Legends EA. So if you're on the YouTube side, if you're gonna head out, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have you guys redirected into the shiny hunting room. So hopefully you guys can kind of keep me company over there. If you're on the Twitch side, no worries. We'll just transition over. But if you're on the YouTube side, appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I will go switch over right now. Thank you, thank you. Brr.